This number, you'll get on the streets. Yeah.
So
Then accept it. So what made you consider talking about addiction?
I wanted to get your take on it because I have recently changed my mindset towards it. How you just get programmed with societal expressions, I think, that people talk about. And a lot of the ones you'll hear is like, oh, he's just got an addictive personality.
Sure.
Which originally I took like with a grain of salt, like anyone probably would, right? Just, okay, yeah, he's an addictive person. He finds a thing, he latches onto it. But when it comes to things that alter how you think about things or how your body feels or how your mind feels about certain things, what are we actually doing in that realm of looking for any drug or any activity that changes that chemistry for you or changes what that is?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't even have to be drugs, right? Addiction could be fucking porn, dude,
Relationship,
working
behavior.
out.
Yeah.
Fucking people are, I probably borderline at one point was, so set, so focused on a thing that at some point it got away from the goal of like looking better,
Mm-hmm.
being in better shape, and it was more of just how it made you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure there's studies out there that say like endorphin release while working out is a thing, right?
Dopamine.
Yeah, whatever it is. So if that's a feeling you're looking for, your fucking phone, being on that and scrolling, there's all kinds of addiction. But why are we attracted to it?
Mm-hmm.
And then what prompted wanting to talk about this is because I saw a video recently that talked about heroin, fentanyl, all these things, right, that people are super fucking addicted to. And heroin's one of the ones, like, if you get addicted, you can't just, like, mind over matter, baby, I'm going cold turkey. It'll fucking kill you. You will die in withdrawals.
Yeah.
So he was explaining this whole idea of this and then said addiction is a mindset. It's not a illness. It's not a fucking disease. It's a mindset that people get into. Something is uncomfortable about their life, and they are looking for some kind of way to get out of that, some kind of release from that situation, some kind of feeling better about whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really interesting. And he backed that up by saying, before we studied all this shit and made it a big deal, do you know how many soldiers in Vietnam were exposed to pharmaceutical grade, as pure as it gets, version of heroin is basically what it is, or severely strong opiates. Well, they had speed, right? So people wouldn't fall asleep. But they also had for the pain killing aspect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They had opiates that were really strong, which were essentially the same thing as what people get on the street for, what were we just talking about? For
outdoor yoga posing.
That's not it.
Fentanyl.
Not fentanyl. Heroin. Yeah. So he was like 80 fucking % of soldiers.
Wow.
Were given that.
Yeah.
He's like, why wasn't everyone, if this is such a strong addictive thing, the substance itself is so addicting, why did all the soldiers come back and assimilate back to normal life, get jobs, open businesses, and just get back to it?
Mm-hmm.
How come 80% of the millions we sent to Vietnam weren't addicts when they came back?
Yeah.
Because they weren't looking for anything else. They were happy to be out of there, and they weren't looking for something to fill a void.
They probably developed an association between that, the sensation of that drugs and the conflict that they were in, and they probably just did not want to.
Which would even further the point that it's a mental programming. It's not the drug itself. And then I had thought about it, and I was like, holy shit, fentanyl is so fucking addicting, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I fell out of the trailer and blew my knee out and had to go to the hospital, and the dude came in to give me something, and I was like, oh, what is it? And he was like, oh, it's fentanyl. And I fucking laughed. Like,
what?
I laughed like, oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, what? And I'm like, what? The fuck? What do you mean, what? What do you mean, what? Like, we just went back and forth.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's like pharmaceutical grade. Like, it's like 2 micrograms of it of active ingredient. I'm like, I don't care.
How about that's anything else? Yeah.
But I was just like, that's what you guys do in hospitals? Like, yeah, it's really effective. I'm like, all right, like, whatever. My shit really hurts, so I guess we're doing this.
And take this number. You'll get on the streets. Yeah.
So And then they do obviously intravenously in the hospital. So,
Mm.
dude, he hit me with that shit, and it was from like being in so much pain that I was sweating and like whole body was just uncontrollably shaking to I just fell asleep. I fell asleep sitting up in a wheelchair
That's what they do.
so fast that Justin started laughing.
Classic.
He
fentanyl.
drove me there because we were on a job, and he just drove my truck to there. And I was like sitting there, like, whoa! I felt it just start at the base of my head and just go down my back. And I remember sitting there, like,
Wacky.
whoa! I said whoa, and I just like, oh, and I just fucking fell asleep. I'm like, what the fuck? But guess what? I'm not addicted to, because I got it once.
Mm-hmm.
The purest, best shit that you could get. The street shit ain't that good. So why am I not addicted to it if it's so addicting?
Mm-hmm.
So it challenged my mindset of what was preconceived at that point, and I just wanted to get your input on it and kind of just dive into that. And then maybe you have examples of people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to use names because that might get sensitive, and I won't either because it could. But anything, man, alcohol, drugs.
Yeah. I mean, my mind first went to drugs, obviously.
Sure.
But, you know, in my life, I had my 2 older sisters, addicts. My dad, addict, all to meth. You know what's so weird, too, is like meth was such a huge thing in Arizona.
Especially where we grew up out there, Tonopah, there was nothing.
Yeah.
It seems like every
Labs.
small, isolated town,
Mm-hmm.
that becomes a thing. The place we bought property in Missouri is like 800 people in it. It's a thing.
Right, yeah. Because that's where the labs are, I assume, maybe. You know,
A bunch of
'cause
Winnebagos just
we need to be isolated,
cooking
making
it
our
up.
meth. But then when I moved to the Northeast, it was heroin. Because it's coming in, you know, I guess, from, it's being imported there. I know some's coming across the Canadian border. Pretty trippy. But in the Northeast, it was like, you know, some of the friends that I had made, it was like once a month. They were like, yeah, this guy I went to high school with died of heroin overdose. It was like all the time, dude.
That's
It was
weird.
insane. But I don't ever think it's necessarily the problem of the thing, the drug, a person, a behavior. It's like it's a relationship problem. It's our relationship to those things that is dysfunctional and unchecked, right? So addiction could be, if it's to a drug, you have a bad relationship with that drug. A healthy relationship with the drug would be you'd use it, maybe you can use it every once in a while and then not use it. And then if you have the urge to use it, you can stop and think, like, is this an appropriate time or place or a helpful thing to do? No, then I won't use it, right? So I view it as like a relationship issue. And everything is, in my mind, us in relation to other things. So then there's like behaviors and exercise is a common one, right? I know some people who are addicted to exercise.
Yeah, Tiffany worked in a podiatry office,
Mm-hmm.
and she had this lady that she would come in, and she would talk about this lady that would come in, and her feet, she had diabetes. Most people at these podiatry places, I guess when you get diabetes, your feet just go to shit. And she was very skinny, super skinny. I think she was type 1 then, because she wasn't type 2. She didn't do it to herself kind of thing. It was just medically her body shut down and didn't make it anymore. So, but she was like a marathon runner. And they kept telling her, like, your condition of your body is not conducive to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But she wouldn't take it for a fucking answer. She was addicted to running. Like, just...
Right.
That was it. That was life. I'm doing 8 marathons in the next 2 months. That's what I'm doing. And she would come in and her feet were like fucking bleeding. There's flesh falling off the bone. It got so bad one time. Like her toenails are falling out. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, she had, I think...
That is intense.
I might be confusing 2 different stories here, but at one point she came in and like took her shoes off and Tiffany was like, whoa, like, dude, don't move. I'm going to go get the doctor. Doctor came in and like immediately got on the phone and cleared out a room in the hospital and put her on the surgery schedule for like that afternoon.
Oh
She
wow.
had fucking gangrene
Oh my god.
and exposed bone in her heel.
And this brings me to the problem with Goggins. That is intense.
Yeah, go through that level. I mean, I
Wow.
know they lose feeling due to the whole diabetic issue. Like you lose nerve feeling and stuff in your
Mhm.
extremities.
And circulation is an
But
issue.
god damn, to run it that bad and then look at it. Like you still live with these fucking things. You didn't
Yeah.
not know that your bones were sticking out of your feet.
And then yeah, you're putting on your shoes every day and you're
Right.
ready for your run. That is absurd.
So yeah, the fitness thing is real.
So then it becomes a question of like, what is the drive?
That's where
So
I was
the
going.
relationship's the issue.
I completely agree. The relationship is fucked.
But then what is the drive towards that relationship?
What is causing the relationship to push so one-sided that it's everything else in life will fall away? I just need to do this thing.
So I have a lot of thoughts running through my head, but I want to get to something that's been floating around in my brain since we decided the topic. So the other day, I'm like, okay, so we're going to be talking about addiction. I need to like think about this a little bit.
So you went and got addicted to something.
So
You needed some first-hand
I
experience.
hit up a friend. No, but I smoked some weed
Yeah.
because I'm like, weed really turns on it pumps out my creative juice.
Can you capture it though?
Yeah.
For me, it's like juicing like a lemon, but I
Mhm.
didn't put any container underneath it.
Oh yeah.
It's just all over
I
the counter,
capture
and
it.
I can't get any of
I'm
it
like
back.
trying to fucking, you know. I always say weed steals my dream juice because it's like you don't dream as much when you're smoking weed, and I feel like it takes that and like puts it into the lived experience. That's not true. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay. I was like, I don't think there's any science to back that.
So I smoked some weed and I was taking a shower, and you know my relationship with weed is not awesome. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to it because I quit periodically. If I miss a day, I don't stress about it, but it is a thing that I go to. But there's like a 30-40% chance it goes sideways on me, where I just feel very uncomfortable. And I don't actually think it's making me feel uncomfortable. It's just my interpretation of the sensations start me on a path of
Is it
like
anxious?
paranoia. It's like body anxiety and general anxiety. I start to really hyper focus and fixate on the bodily sensations and like, oh, my neck kind of hurts. Oh, I'm feeling kind of stiff. Like, oh, what's this going on with my stomach? Oh, remember that time I was in the hospital? What if that's
Oh,
happening
yeah.
now? You know, and it's just it just escalates. So
How high do you get?
it's inconsistent every single time. I smoke.
Because you try to do that? Like you don't have a level you...
No. I smoke one hit of marijuana and see how it goes.
Oh.
And sometimes it's a blast. Sometimes I'm not even stoned, and sometimes I'm way too high, and there's no like figuring it out. You know, edibles are nice because they're super
Measured.
consistent.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is with that. If it has a relationship to my body or the weed, I don't know. Neither here nor there. But I'm sitting there thinking like, I'm feeling really uncomfortable, and I often smoke weed and feel uncomfortable, which you would think would make me not want to necessarily do it all the time, but I do it almost every day. You know,
You smoke every day?
just at night. Once I'm done
Well, yeah, but
with responsibility, I'm like, let's smoke some weed, maybe paint a picture, sing a song, have some fun thoughts,
paint a pretty little Dollar Tree over here.
and it helps me sleep. You know, yeah,
You think it does?
I think it does. The
Have we not gone into this?
We might have. I know the sleep quality isn't good because, like a lot of things that are supposedly helpful with sleep, it helps you get to sleep, but it interferes with REM.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
Oh yeah.
so I'm thinking, like, why would I do this to myself, though? I'm, like, feeling uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't think I can breathe unless I make myself breathe. You know, and I'm just, like, kind of spazzing out. And it set me on this thought process. I'm gonna go a little sideways. I'm gonna try to
I'm gonna do it
try
too
to
after
bring
you're
it
done.
back.
So go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. Um, so um, I was remembering like when I first started smoking weed when I was young, and it was a blast, dude. I was like giggly Magoo over here. Everything was a joy. And then I had one bad high when I was 19, where like the room started spinning, my nose started bleeding, and I started vomiting. It was just super weird.
You thought that, or
No, that happened
oh
when
shit?
I was 19. I
Just
think it was some like questionable weed. Um,
sounds like it might have been some questionable other things in the weed.
right, yeah, I think so. But then afterwards, I smoked weed like a week later, and I had a similar experience. And I know that it was only because I had that first experience, which gave me the knowledge of that kind of experience, which then now I used to empower my imagination to create some paranoia about what if that happens again?
Mm.
And then it happened again. So there's always
The the whole like biological part too, like nosebleed,
no,
everything.
no, no, not that stuff.
Just the mental.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a immense amount of anxiety over the idea of that reoccurring.
Which
Right?
kind of is a reoccurring theme for you. Like psychedelics, it's the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you
Mm-hmm.
lose a little bit of the faculty of mind,
Right.
it's allowed to drift, and that's become an issue.
Yes. And so that's where I'm like getting into like, well, what things have I been addicted to? Am I addicted to? Addiction's a lot of different things. I've experienced it for sure in relationship and behavior and substance, just nicotine really. Um, and in thinking about being young and smoking weed, I'm like, here's where I got to novelty. I felt like, and I don't know how true that is, but I'm just going to assert it right now that all addiction in that moment as I was thinking about it is about novelty and the need for it. And when you're young, everything is novel. And there was a when I was young, dude, I wanted to be like a musician. And when you're in your teens and early 20s, I looked towards my future and had thoughts that began with like, oh, what if this happened, or like just imagining what my future could be like, and filling that imaginary future with a bunch of like um you know the rewards for supposed accomplishments, that I might have at some point. And then I turned 30 probably, and it flipped this relationship that I had with time and the future specifically. And then I started looking to the future, it's much less of like, oh, what if something cool happens, And it's more like, you're going to die.
You gotta
You're on
hurry
the
the fuck up.
slippery slope downwards, and what's awaiting you is a lot of pain and misery and heartache and physical suffering. And that became my relationship with the future, which changed how I perceived even my certain moments. And I caught myself as I'm going back to me being too high, feeling physically tense and bracing myself for each oncoming moment, where it felt like, now time, instead of feeling like a thing that's on my side, that like, I have endless tomorrows of which to generate some sort of, you know, success or dream, achieve some dream. Now it feels like I've got my back against a freight train and I'm trying to hold it from moving forward, but there's no stopping it. And in some moments I just really notice that forced forward, that it's just there's no stopping it. and I'm bracing, trying to pump the brakes
Physically.
physically, psychologically,
Yeah.
emotionally. I'm trying to
Does it
slow down.
does it feel to you like when you watch a scary movie and shit is happening and you don't even realize you're doing it, but you're gripping the controller, you're pushing on the chair, you're getting higher up off the cushion, you're doing all these things, right? And you're so tense.
Hmm.
Then the buildup goes away, the thing happens, and you find yourself like, oh, and you relax back into your seat.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that too.
yeah,
I get the same thing.
yeah. And it's just like
I think that's the physical manifestation of the mental strain that's happening through those thought processes. I'm pretty, that's got to be normal. I'm not saying it's great. It's not
it's an unhealthy relationship with the future.
oh,
it's,
for
it's,
sure.
It's me just going like being way too aware of human frailty in moments where like that's not where my mind needs to go. And if I can actually wrestle with myself a little bit, I'll just be like, okay, well, hold on. Like, what's going on right now? Oh, right now I'm just like chilling with Nick, and the temperature's nice, and we're talking on the microphones, and everything's fine. So what are you freaking out about? Like, I don't know, just like what might happen, what could happen, like anything could happen. What if I had a heart attack or an aneurysm right now? Any of that shit's possible. You know what I mean? It's just spirals. And so why would I smoke weed and put myself through that, like intensify that feeling or that stress potentially? And I think it's because of this chase for novelty and new experience. And the unfortunate side effect in my life of getting older is a lack of recognition and acknowledgement over the endless novelty that occurs with each new day, right? As a child, it's not lost on us. I remember like aimlessly walking through the desert and discovering new things every time
Yeah.
and finding joy in that.
Or you can just
Ask me if you want to walk through the desert today. Like I'm not going. Like I don't want to do it. But like, and now as adults too, especially in my situation or anybody's situation who has a day job, they have a routine built around this day job to create some sense of predictability and stability, and the result of that is every day kind of looks the same.
and we're programmed to do it.
And we have this yearning to break it up. Like
Which is strange, right? Because you seek comfort,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as you get really comfortable, you find boredom.
Right.
And then with boredom comes, how do I get out of this boredom? I must be looking for something else. I need to start doing something else,
Mm-hmm.
which is a stupid ass thing, right? So we seek the comfort because comfort means that you're not dying. So biologically, you're telling your body and mind we're safe, and that's what it's looking for.
Or we're just distracted from the fact that we're dying.
Well, not dying in terms of like the idea of every day you're closer, but like immediate
Oh, sure.
food, shelter, water. We're not dying. Our
Gotcha.
body's not dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is a thing. I just wanted to jump back to your relationship with it, and you're questioning, why would I do this on a daily basis if this is how it turns out? But it doesn't always turn out that way, right?
Right.
Okay. So those are obviously, if you could eliminate those times when you felt super uncomfortable like that, would you?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Everyone would. Fuck that.
Yeah.
What else does it do for you? What's the good one?
The good one is like I get a creative burst where I'll start like frantically writing or painting or making a song or having, helpful thoughts to.
So any and all of that could be wrapped back into the search for novelty.
Sure, yeah.
And make you feel more like that childish type of like, oh, this is awesome.
Well, it takes I'm in the moments. 90% of the time I smoke weed at the end of the day, just whatever. If I have a day off and like I have, all of a sudden an hour of like nothing going on, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll smoke. I'm like, why would I fill that time with that if it's not just to take this boring moment and enhance it? It's like, or just change it. And I know that it could go sideways, and in that moment I'm willing to accept that, because even that uncomfortability is just different enough to be worth it. I'd rather fight and claw my way through an hour of negative sensations than sit here in my own boredom in certain moments, right?
You're. I'm just gonna just go on a whim here, and this is. I'm not judging what you're doing or anything.
Yeah, you
else. Well, everybody's judging everything, right? But
no,
I'm not doing it in a way that
fine.
I don't want to help you, right? Because I have been in that. The same thing you're describing. And to me, once I got out of it, I figured out what it was to me. And so everything you're describing is not loving where you're at mentally all the time.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's the break. That's the comfort. Let me get out of this. So it's not necessarily something new. It's just not this. And that's what it was for me. And I did the same thing. Not like a super pothead. I only smoked to go to sleep. Because I would lay in bed and just fucking not sleep. My brain would just be going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
And it would fucking get irritating, dude. So then to backtrack all the way where we started with the suppression of REM sleep.
Yeah.
That's for real.
Yeah.
And we've already established that you don't have a great relationship with sleep in general. I am rediscovering a better relationship. I didn't have it either, which is why I smoked weed every day for 2 fucking years. I did the same thing because I didn't have a good relationship with sleep. I couldn't get to sleep. When I was sleeping, it wasn't restful, but you don't know that.
Right.
So the whole recent CPAP stuff for me, I missed it one night in the last 7 nights where I just fell asleep without it. I physically, when I woke up in the morning, was like, damn, I didn't wake up one time. I must have got better sleep without it. Until noon. And then I was just dragging fucking ass. I could not do anything. I was just, oh my God, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I haven't felt like that for days. Even though when I'm using the CPAP, I would only get like 3 or 4 hours of that going. And then I would wake up and I would realize how much it hurt my nose or I was uncomfortable, take it off for a minute. Well, it should have been a minute. And then it was, oops, I fell back asleep. So the first half of the night was assisted and the second half wasn't. And Tiffany would wake me up in the morning like, you were snoring again the second half of the night. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'd reach out like, yeah, I took it off. So I didn't snore for the beginning, probably got restful sleep. And those days, I felt better. And then the day that I just forgot it, I felt like shit the next day.
Yeah.
The same thing was true when I was smoking weed every night to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so nice. I just get blasted out of my fucking mind. I go lay down and I fall asleep so fast I don't even remember falling asleep.
Yeah.
But your sleep quality was absolute shit.
Garbage. Yeah.
And I didn't know until I got off of it. How long have you been doing it every night?
I quit for like 6 months or so. And then I started up again. It's probably been like another year since then.
So you've been doing it a year?
Yeah, and not every night, but basically every night.
Oh, really? There's times when you won't...
Before that, yeah, there's times where I'll just...
And you get to sleep?
I mean, sure.
What the fuck does that... What do you mean, sure?
Me falling asleep for as long as I can remember is me laying in bed for at minimum an hour thinking about stuff and then sleeping. I've never just like laid down like, all right, I'm going to go to bed. Right. It's never been like that for me.
I was like that for most of my life too.
Yeah.
And I've implemented some other things that we can talk about later.
Yeah, if I exhaust myself mentally and physically throughout a day, then I will fall asleep pretty quickly.
Okay, so I just want to like hit the weed thing one more time because I don't feel like anyone fucking talks about it. Like the legalization of it was like, yeah, it's a plant, it's good, it's fucking great. You talked about your highs in high school when we were smoking like 4%.
I know, right?
And you can't find anything less than like 15% now.
Yeah.
It's different. It hits you different. It affects you differently.
Yeah.
And so I did it for about 2 years and just every night, dude. It was the electronic one, so it wasn't actual weed. So that may, who knows, right? Who the fuck knows what's in the glycerin shit that's in there or whatever. But doing that every single night, I would joke with people. They'd be like, "Oh my god, I had this crazy dream." I'm like, "Dude, I haven't had dreams in like 2 years." And then I heard somebody. It was like a stand-up comedy show, and somebody was doing crowd work with somebody, and he was like, "What's your craziest dream?" He's like, "I don't dream." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I smoke weed." And the comedian guy was like, "What the fuck does that mean? What does that have to do with anything?" And he's like, "Is that a thing? Like people that smoke weed don't dream?" And the whole crowd was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I was sitting there like, man, maybe that's why I don't dream anymore.
Right.
So the reason I got surprised when you said some nights I don't.
And then when you stop, you get a blowback, right?
Yes. Insane dreams.
Yeah.
So the first night when I said, I'm not doing it, if I'm not addicted to it, watch, I'll go without it. I didn't sleep at all that night. I couldn't get to sleep to the point where it was like insomniac, like pissed off, super irritated.
Yeah.
Mad that I couldn't just fall asleep. Like, what is wrong with you? You've been laying here for 3 hours and you shut your eyes the whole time, but you're not asleep. You're not sleeping. I just got up, dude. I got up, did other things, tried to go back. Boom, nothing. I maybe fell asleep for like 1 hour at like 4 in the morning and then woke up at 5.
Yeah.
Nothing productive. So the next day, everything was irritating. Everything was fucked up. Horrible mood. Because I have no sleep, right? I had to tell my kids, like, hey, going through a little thing right now. Please just be sensitive to that. Leave me alone as much as possible today, if you could, until I get this figured out. And so the next day, same thing. I went to sleep, tried to go to bed, laying there, couldn't do shit. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do another whole day of no sleep. Like, I can't do it. So I was like, I'm going to do the tiniest amount possible just to give it some so it's happy so I can go to sleep, but not do like full fucking.
Yeah.
I used to hold the pen. I would do one of those as much as I could and hold it. So however many seconds, I would do 6-second pull, 6-second hold, release.
Oh my God.
Towards the end of that, I was doing that 6 times before going to bed. That's a lot.
Yeah.
At the cartridges that are 99% THC.
Oh God.
So I'm like, damn, dude. And I couldn't even get super high anymore.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, well, this is nice again. If I did a lot, right? So that's where the usage was too. So the second night I just did like a, and that was it. I was sitting at the computer at that point, like, all right, let me just hit this and then I'll hang out for a minute. And when I'm feeling a little bit good, I'll just try to go to bed again. And I was on the computer researching at the time, does marijuana like suppress sleep? Like, what's the deal? And I was finding nothing but information that talked about all that. The whole time. Yeah, you get 0 fucking REM sleep. It's worse than drinking alcohol and trying to sleep. Like, oh shit. As I'm reading this, the whole screen just gets wavy. The fucking words are blurred. I'm like, what is going on? I felt like I had ate a bunch of mushrooms.
God damn.
And was looking at the screen like, what the fuck? And I turned around and the whole room is moving. I'm like, oh my God. It was like my body got into like a withdrawal state. That then when I gave it anything, it like super attached to it.
Yeah.
It was insane. I barely made it from the office to my bed, laid down and was like dead asleep. Woke up the next day. And I was like, holy shit, like that was weird. So then I was like, but hopefully that got me through. I gave it just enough to get to sleep. So now I'm not like an asshole to everything. The next night is when it fucking flipped on its head, dude. I actually got to sleep fine without it. But I had the craziest fucking dreams. I woke up crying. My whole pillow was soaked with tears. I had no fucking clue what was going on.
Oh my God.
I did that 2 nights in a row like that. And then it was good. I was past it. I made it through the forest of fucking horrible, crazy dreams. So not dreaming any for years. And then I got nailed with 2 back-to-back nights that were so intense. There was no convincing me that it was not real until I woke up and was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think people are talking about it enough.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience, but when I stopped smoking, because like I said, I stopped for 6 months, like a year ago. Before that, I smoked for 10 years, every single day.
During day or just like same kind of like
Same thing.
just at night?
The last 5 years of that is when I chose to do it just at the end of the day because it was getting out of hand.
Would you call someone an alcoholic that did that? They drank every night until they were drunk, but it didn't affect their daytime activities. They could still hold a job. Would you call them an alcoholic?
No,
You wouldn't.
no.
Would you call them
If they hid it,
what difference does that make? If they're open about it or hiding it? That's a symptom of thinking you know you have a problem, but
that's when it's you have.
what if they're just openly cool with it? Like, I fucking drink every night, so what?
I don't really consider that an addiction, but it is a biological addiction. But
Physical.
but it's not like a mental dependency addiction in that way.
I would
I don't
think.
know. Some people just.
I think about it differently. The opposite.
Mhm.
If you come off of it like heroin
Mm-hmm,
and you'll die
mm-hmm.
for doing that, you're physically addicted. If you have physical signs,
The same with alcohol.
your body, for sure, your body is physically addicted to whatever substance that is.
Right.
That's addicted.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the mental side
There's the inability to control the impulse of
to do it.
doing it. Yeah.
Yes. That's all. You don't think that's addiction?
Well, if someone does it and it's not, that's where it gets really particular because there's two people. Imagine the one who needs it, who's thinking about it all day. Maybe they do it just like you said at the end of the night, but every day, and they can't wait to get to that point of the night. And then there's someone who just that's what they choose and they enjoy it. And why not give them something that they enjoy? Give them
It's bad for you.
who so's most things.
We shouldn't be addicted to those either, though.
Choose your vice, you know. And
Yeah.
some people choose that. One of the people who I was just hearing about a guy who lived to be like 110 or some shit, and drank whiskey every single night of his life. It's like, yes, it's bad for you, and you don't want to gamble on whether or not you're the exception, but a healthy relationship with the things you consume is one where you're like,
Well, I would also say like a small like Scotch glass of whiskey with 4 ice cubes in it, and that's your little night deal at
Yeah.
dinner. Okay.
whatever.
18, 20,
Okay,
30,
well, that's different.
30 pack of beer every day is like, holy shit, dude. But that's just what he's choosing. So what's it?
Well, what do you? That's where it. We'll talk about the relationship. What is the relationship with it? Is it something genuinely that you're just like, it doesn't, you're not concerned about the health aspect of it. It's just you enjoy it. That's what you like to do. And so that's what you do. But do you know that it's bad for your health and choose to do it anyway?
I think everybody does, right? Nobody thinks.
Well, there's
Nobody
different.
thinks drinking is good for them.
Yeah, sure. But there's people who are actively experiencing the negative side effects of drinking and continue to do it. And there's people who don't experience those side effects and continue to do it, right? So for one, the reality is a little more potent, and the other one, it's more hypothetical, right? So if your liver is experiencing cirrhosis and your eyes are turning yellow and your nose is beet red and you're trying to pretend like everything's okay, like, well, you got a problem, you know? If you're drinking every single day and not experiencing those issues and not worried about it,
But you're dehydrated, you have a headache in the morning.
what are you willing to put up with?
And why?
Mm-hmm.
What are you getting from the alcohol use or the substance use?
Yeah.
What are you getting from that is easier than just going to bed and having a good night?
Mm-hmm. And so sometimes, like with weed, it's like, again, the substances are not a problem. The problem is anything that we commit to doing all the time without limit, you know? And there was a time I had a dependency on sleeping pills when I was younger because I've always had insomnia. And then I recognized that was interfering with REM. I was just groggy all the time. So I'm like, let me stop this. And then I started tried experimentally with weed again. And I had the best sleep of my life, dude, when I first started up again. And I genuinely think that was good, restful sleep. And then it was a little less so the next day. and so on and so forth. Till it's like I keep smoking weed thinking I'm going to have that same restful sleep and it never appears. And that's chasing the dragon,
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a side of like what comes to mind for me is like people are often running towards something or running away from something. You're running towards that good feeling of the substance, or you're running away from sobriety because something about that is intolerable to you.
Right.
Right. Those are the first things I think of.
I think that pretty much
But
sums it up. That's the two scenarios.
I think everybody has varying degrees of vulnerabilities in relationship with whatever. It's like it's important to know yourself to understand what those vulnerabilities are so you can navigate those waters somewhat mindfully, right? And then
everybody
it takes
has
a
a
long
different
time to figure out what those are. For
and
me,
everybody has a different threshold, I think. So like what I would look at somebody and be like, damn, that's over the line.
mm-hmm.
That'd be over the line for me, but maybe they're fine with it. That's kind of what you were getting at with the drinking thing every night.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, well,
Right.
if they're not hiding it and they're okay with it, then I guess it's just they're choosing something. It's not
right. If you're hiding it, there's shame involved, and if there's shame involved, then you're doing it anyway. You're doing something you don't truly want to be doing, but you're allowing your impulse to lead the way.
Well, if it's still more comfortable than the situation you're in, but you realize that it's past the people hanging out with you's threshold, the only shame you get is from other people. Nobody's usually ashamed of themselves by themselves. They're just having a good time because that's what they're feeling.
Let's. I knew a guy who was he was married and he was drinking vodka was his thing, and he would just water it down the bottle at home, and like try not to drink until his wife went to bed. That's like that's the person like you share your life with and you're close with and you supposedly share everything with, but this one thing you're like hiding. It's like,
but he's not hiding it for his sake.
Yeah, he is.
No, if she left the house, he wouldn't care. He would drink whenever he wanted to drink.
Because we don't care about ourselves.
Because she's not passing the judgment that he doesn't want.
She might not even have to pass judgment. It's him using her as an avatar for his own feelings about it. Right? Like he doesn't want to be observed committing the act that he knows is shameful. He'd rather be alone.
Possibly.
And self-destruct.
But what if he didn't think it was shameful? He just didn't want to hear everybody's bullshit. I have someone like that.
There's people like that too.
I have someone like that in my circle that's just...
Yeah.
He'll try to quit. Everybody will ask him about it, and he'll get pissed.
Right,
Why the fuck does that... What everybody cares about?
Right.
Because we're concerned about you.
Right.
Because every time we get together and have a kid's birthday party or whatever, you forgot something at the house, and when you come back, you smell like liquor. Like you drove back to your house, got fucking tore up on the bottle, and ran back to casually sip beer like that's all you're doing. But it's not.
Okay, so we'll add that to the list. If it's something you're ashamed of, I would say. If it's something that someone brings up and you react aggressively, it's probably a problem.
An insecurity that jumps out at you, yeah.
So then I start I went through a lot of romantic relationships that were codependent without necessarily realizing it or turning a blind eye to it. And that was where I couldn't find like love for myself or respect for myself, and I needed to source that from other people, which made that relationship that person could never fulfill that for me. And I was coming from a place of like desperation where I needed this person, right?
But they couldn't fulfill it?
Well, no, because it's never... I needed it so desperately, and I'm trying to source something that can only really come from myself, from another person.
I understand. Okay.
So yeah, they can never really live up to that.
Okay.
And even if they could, I wouldn't believe it fully,
Because somewhere inside is not really what you're looking for.
Right? So I would say I had an addiction to building relationships with people who gave me things that I could not give myself, but that also only I could only give myself.
Yeah, you were looking for something for false reasons from people that couldn't provide it, but it felt like they could.
Yeah. And now let's throw take relationships out of the mix and say that's a substance, you know.
For sure.
It's the substance giving me that I should be giving myself.
Yeah.
That I could be giving myself, but I'm allowing myself to willfully believe a false reality where the only way I get it is through this.
I think we're agreeing. I think we're agreeing.
We agree. It's just
I think we're
there's
agreeing
so
on-
many variables with
Yeah.
addiction. It's just
I think we have slight disparity between what you think when you think it becomes a problem and when I think it's a problem.
okay. Let's clarify that. You tell me your position when it's problematic.
I think if it's affecting your health negatively and you know that, but you just like nobody would say smoking cigarettes is not an addiction, and everybody knows that it's not good for them,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll still go fucking pay $10 a pack to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get nothing out of that. I ask people that, like, I've tried to smoke like one cigarette one time, and the fucking smoke trail got in my eye and fucked me up for like for like 10 minutes. I was like, this is dumb. Then I came back into the party and walked past some chick, and she was like, oh my God, somebody reeks like cigarettes. This is fucking disgusting. I was like, oh my God, that's me. Because I just tried that one cigarette. And I'm sitting there like, why the fuck would anyone do this? It's expensive.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like shit. Me, anyways. I'm sure there's. Right? So the tobacco thing was weird. I tried chewing tobacco like 2 or 3 times, fucking puked for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Every half hour, on the half hour for fucking hours. I'm like, this is retarded.
Yeah.
Tastes like shit. Smells like shit. Gives you cancer. Your teeth fall out. Smoking makes your stuff worth less. You smell like shit. You can't work out good because you're coughing up a fucking lung.
Mm-hmm.
None of it makes any sense, but people will still do it. Why the fuck are you doing that?
I did it for almost 13 years.
And why are we not calling that addiction? Because earlier you said, like, well, they can know it's not good for them and just still choose to want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you try to stop, it would be very uncomfortable on your body and your mind. So how is that not? I guess there's a really thin line between addiction and what's the other word? Dependency.
Yes, and also there, from what I understand, there is a pretty large correlation between how you feel about something and how that causes your body to react to it. I didn't do the research, obviously, but so there's a study that's like, if you eat something and you know it's bad for you and you eat it anyway, it's actually worse for you than when you eat something that's bad for you but you don't.
You think it's good.
Not that you think it's good, but you're just not thinking about those consequences as much. Then it's not as bad for you. I'm not saying that it makes it good for you.
Like
but
physically, it does less damage.
yeah. Like when you believe that it's bad for you and you do it, your body like braces for it all of a sudden. But if you're not thinking like that, your body's not bracing in that same way. Right? So
Weird.
that's why I think this guy who probably drank whiskey until he was 110 probably lived that long, because his relationship with it altered his beliefs, which altered like the way it was consumed, right? Like, so yeah, I can't remember where I was trying to get with that.
I think we were just trying to sum up our differences, like where we thought the lines were different from what you consider addiction.
Oh, right, yeah. So then there's this I don't know, some spiritual guru guy who was like saying that someone came up to him and told him like, hey, like your work helped me quit cigarettes. I haven't had a cigarette in 346 days. And he's like, that guy needs a cigarette.
Because he knows, like,
he's
down to
gonna
the
kill
minute.
himself faster through the obsessive stress of constantly resisting that cigarette than the cigarette would, you know?
That's possible.
So it's a fine line between like recognizing like we want to not be addicts to things that harm us, but it might be just as harmful to become a tyrant to oneself about our behavior.
Sure. And there's got to be a neutral zone in there somewhere where you could lie.
Like my girlfriend's vegan,
No way.
kinda. You know, she's vegan until like it's late at night and there's ice cream around, or or like a cookie. Like she'll give a pass to some like dairy and dairy products, but she doesn't eat meat. But like I feel like it, and I encourage her in those moments where she wants to have like a non-vegan treat. Like, have it then. Like don't like torture yourself with this strict black and white.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think that that's good for anybody, and it doesn't have to be veganism. It could be you could be on a carnivore diet, but if you have made this rule for yourself that I'm never allowed to do this thing, I'm like, that's not. I don't think that that's healthy.
I don't either. Me and Tiffany talk about that a lot with diet in particular. Just you become obsessive about the thing you can't have.
Exactly. That's
You know
like
what
the
I
guy
mean?
with the cigarette. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
for sure. And we talk about that all the time. She calls it delay, don't deny.
yeah.
She
sure.
does a lot of intermittent fasting where she just won't eat she does like an 18-6 hour deal. So 18 without, and then you have a 6 hour eating window. And when it's in the window, there's no restriction on what you can eat because typically you have to prioritize protein intake for just natural body function. And when you prioritize that much protein, if you need to get 100 grams of protein and you only have 6 hours to do it, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the superfluous shit that you're going to shove in there if you were eating all day. You don't grab a handful of chips. You don't grab.
Yeah. You're not boredom eating.
Right. You're not grabbing a fucking granola bar just because it's here. So she's very much about that and hates the strict, like, I'm not doing this for the next 6 months. It's like, dude, there's going to be a time where we go out to eat and it's not in my window, but I really want to have a beer and some fried pickles at this place we're at. And she'll do it. And it's not a big deal. And she's lost like 30 fucking pounds over the last year of just staying consistent with this. But hey, we're at a microbrewery. I'd really like to try that beer. I'm not just going to not do it. Because like you're saying, it gets obsessive and then you start freaking out that you can't have it.
So then we go back to the relationship that you have with this thing.
Then you develop a horrible relationship with eating or not eating, and it turns into something that you didn't want it to turn into. But a lot of people don't have that strength to do little bits of commitment and then get back to good. A lot,
Yeah.
and I'm honestly one of them. I like the things that are more strict, but I also can realize that it's a delusional thought to think that you can do it forever.
Yeah.
Carnivore, only eat meat. Okay. Super simple rules. So I know when I go into the kitchen, I reach for a granola bar. Fuck, I can't do that. I gotta eat this steak, this leftover steak. That's easier for me mentally.
Yes, there's a high appeal because of the limited options.
Yeah, like
You don't have to sit there and think, what am I gonna eat?
what's the other one that's
the meat.
no carbs?
Keto.
Keto, yeah. Keto is like, if it has more than 5 in a serving, you can't fucking have it, and no more than 50 carbs in a day.
Now you're
All
stopping to read every.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is annoying.
Yeah.
But it's very simple. What
Yeah.
does this have in it? 13 carbs. Can't fucking do it. No thanks.
Right.
And you put it back and you look for something else. So I like the appeal of that. But at some point, you realize, like, dude, I can't go my whole fucking life doing this.
Right.
So then when you flip it back off and you stop, you usually gain all the shit back because you've been in that state of oppressing your urges for so long. And then you let them out and you're like just a fucking monster. You just eat everything.
Dude, I think as a culture, we are all suffering from a kind of spiritual sickness that is knowledge and too much of it.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I think about like,
Not only that, but also the way of life that we're living now
yeah.
is so unnatural to a natural life.
Right, yeah. We
The-
can't exist in the world that we're created for.
No, you'd fucking die. 90% of the
weird.
population would die in like the first 3 months.
But specifically when it comes to like fear and anxiety, you know, pre-TVs, the things you were afraid of were the things that you had experienced or heard about, right? Which were not a tremendous amount, right?
Because it was
Now,
not that mass communication of the internet and everything, right?
right, now you have access to all the information that there is,
Yeah, scare
and
the
if
shit out of
you
yourself.
and you'll find a new fear every day, you know. God for dude, my mom's googling her symptoms.
She a hypochondriac.
Yeah. And she's had every illness under the sun.
And fucking WebMD don't help much.
It
Like,
does
man,
not
my
help.
fingernails hurt really bad. AIDS. It's
Yep.
fucking AIDS. Oh, shit.
Heart attack. You're having a heart attack.
Yep.
Call 911. It's like, oh, you have.
I smelled
like,
a cigarette
heartburn.
earlier. Were you at a bar?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I was. I guess I'm not having a stroke.
Right. And then outside of the health thing, nutrition's a tough one because it is very specific to who you are. And a ton of different variables. There are things that are objectively bad and objectively good generally, but like your specific diet is something you got to figure out for yourself. But
Yeah.
with all this information, so much of it contradictory.
Not only is so if you really just got down to the nuts and bolts of fucking nutrition, it's not hard. It is not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have every major organization working against you to buy their shit that they need to make cheap,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna be unhealthy, but dude, holy fuck. I just found this thing that people were talking about. Hey, how is McDonald's still getting away with their jingle for the Big Mac? Is like, they call it an all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, whatever the fuck their song is for the Big Mac. All beef patty. You ready for this shit?
No.
This is gonna fuck you up. What do you think that means? It's 100% beef. That's what your mind says, yeah?
Sure.
That's what they're telling you. That's what they want you to believe.
All of it's beef.
Did you know that it's over 30% soy? Well, then why are they allowed to say that? That's false advertising. Is it? Because they opened a company called All Beef LLC that they order the motherfucking patty from.
What a fucked up word.
Did you know natural flavoring is an LLC and not the shit they're putting in it? It's from that company.
As soon as I see that on a label, I'm like, no, because like
if it was,
if
you
it's
wouldn't
natural,
say it.
Yeah, then just say what it is.
Yep.
Why do you have to have this umbrella term?
So, all of the flavorings are coming from these companies that are literally labeled what you want to put on your product, not what's really in it.
Yeah, it's shady shit. So there was a study done that I found really interesting about. They were trying to figure out the diets of like, Aboriginal tribes, basically. Like, what are these people eating that are like not immersed in modern culture? Presuming that it would be like, generally what's available to them, right? And they would all generally be the same. But it wasn't. There were some people in these villages who ate nothing but meat, and some people ate nothing but berries and vegetables, and some people ate a mix of those things.
It was very individualistic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And the idea being that because there was such a limitation of a lack of choice, people developed a sense of intuition with their diets. Like they could tell what they wanted and needed individualistically. Now, place that person in our culture, take them to a grocery store and say, what do you want? The options are so unlimited. We've never had a situation where we even entertained the thought of asking ourselves, well, what do I think my body wants?
Most people.
Right. Like there's so many tasty, delicious things out there being thrown in our faces, and an unlimited variety of each of them, that it just becomes like overwhelming to.
It's also a very
eat.
difficult feedback system to follow.
Right.
We try to do that in this house as much as possible and train the kids to start paying attention to it. I will let them eat what normal kids eat. You want a Crustable for lunch and a piece of pizza for fucking
Right.
dinner? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have them work out with me the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be like vomiting and can't do shit that they did just fine 2 days before that when they had chicken and rice for lunch and we had steak for dinner and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just be looking at me like, what is going on? But what'd you eat yesterday? How much water did you drink? Well, not much. Maybe like 1 glass of
All
water.
that stuff matters.
I had a Dr. Pepper, and then we had pizza, and then I had like a Crustable for lunch. I'm like, so what's the lesson here?
Mm-hmm.
You put shit in, you get shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like eye-opening to them. Ivan's still pretty young. He's only 10, dude. He don't give a fuck. If it tastes good, I want to stick it in my mouth hole.
Yeah.
Kenzie's 15, is working out more, plays softball, doing all the shit, right? And it becomes like her realizing for herself, like, damn, I do not want to feel like shit at practice tonight. I better watch what I eat. And we're introducing the knowledge to them now where we're not denying that they can or can't have anything.
Yeah, you
because
can make that decision.
That's going to make a
like
bad
shit?
relationship with it, right?
Right.
They're going to be like, well, I was never allowed to eat this in my house. I'm going to fucking go crazy when I get out of here.
Right.
And we don't want that in any area of their development. So we don't do that. But we make them aware of the choice and the possible consequences of that choice and now make the choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's within limitations. Sometimes if I see you fucking pack 3 Crustables down in the last hour and you go back for a 4th, I'm like, hey, dude, not happening. Fuck off. Pick something else.
Yeah.
And then that will come with why. Tell me why I'm telling you that.
Mm-hmm.
And make them have to think through the choice.
Mm-hmm.
What's in that? Read the back. Read the label. Oh, well, it's 36 carbs. How much protein? 2 grams.
Mm-hmm.
That's like eating 3 walnuts and 2 handfuls of sugar. Do you think that's a fucking good idea? No. Pick something else.
Right.
So we go through that same stuff, but it's that you have to eat it. Then you have to let your body tell you if you liked that or not. And it takes time.
That's
and
great.
You've already forgot about it and moved on. So a lot of people can't even get to the correlation part. But I tried to eat like that every day.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously times like, dude, life's busy. You're like, we did it last night. I'm like, fuck it. I guess we can go to Culver's. And I felt like fucking shit. I haven't felt that bad in like a month, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ugh. But
I feel you.
you can't just say never, right? Like it's back to that thing. Like if your girlfriend wants the ice cream, like, hey, dude, you don't fucking eat ice cream
if
all
it's
the
a
time. Just do
birthday
it.
party,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, no to the cake. What an asshole.
I do that.
Dude, I have a friend who's a fucking asshole who has never really experienced like physical pains, like discomfort. Who has
Like just in life, like just had a
Yeah.
really soft, like not hard life.
no, just doesn't have back pain. Doesn't
He's
go like,
never-
oh, my fucking hip.
He's never done anything.
No, he does.
He's just fucking got the
This
goodness.
is why he's an asshole. Yeah, I've
Fucking
watched him like pound down like 2 Arby's meals to no negative consequence, to no weight gain, and he's also smoked cigarettes for a year and been like, yeah, I stopped smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I just wasn't liking it. Started drinking, kind of started getting out of hand. He's like, yeah, I just stopped drinking. I noticed I was doing it a little too much. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Came to me, oh, dude, I tried cocaine. It was crazy. Did it for an entire weekend and was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. There are people out there that
I can do the mental side of that. I can't do I can't control how I feel after I eat fucking Arby's. It's
yeah,
bad.
this
It's not
guy
good.
doesn't really get affected by the food he eats or fucking anything, it seems like. And he also has this like he's always had this like obsession with his own ability to overcome desire. He wants to put himself close to the edge of a situation that like, oh, I know this is bad, but then like, I'm not going to do it. And I think everybody wants to think that they're like that too. Like, I could just not do it. You know why I smoked cigarettes for 13 years, dude? Because my friend was smoking, and I was like, dude, you should quit. And he's like, it's hard. I'm like, no, it ain't. Give me that. I'll show you.
You got addicted to show him?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I'll show him how easy it
13
is to
years
quit.
later.
Jesus. Well, now I'm still doing the vape thing, right? And hopefully this is not going to be a part of my life for much longer, but it's still,
What do you mean, hopefully? Like, that's your choice.
it is my choice. I wrestle with the fact that I honestly, dude, I loved smoking cigarettes.
What did you love about it?
The ritual, I would wake up every, I would wake up and I would make a cup of coffee. The cigarette took me outside. I would sit on my porch, smoke a cigarette, drink my coffee, and write. And that trifecta combo just lit up my brain and brought me so much joy. I don't know much beyond that. I just
I
enjoyed
think that's
that.
enough.
And I enjoyed, like, I would have a friend who would come over and smoke cigarettes, and we would just sit there and fucking chain smoke and fucking talk. And I loved it. Something about smoking and talking just go hand in hand. But then, like I was saying before, with my relationship to time, I got older and I'm like, oh, my body's on the downslope. Should I be assisting it along? You know, probably not. Should stop that. And COVID just started, and I was like, I don't want to have a comorbidity. I don't want to, just.
What's your fucking deal? What do you think your deal is if you looked hard enough and had to have an answer? I do this with Kenzie a lot. Because as a teenager, you just don't think about things deep enough yet. So every time I ask her something, like, why do you think that is? I don't know. It's immediate. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What? I didn't expect you to know it right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Let's just brainstorm a second. And I got to drag her into it. And then, oh my God, Dad. Oh. Fuck you. We're not leaving until we find an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because until then, you can't change what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's several times now, just in this conversation, you've kind of got into that part where you're just like, you love things about it. But why does it need to be the unhealthy thing? Why can't you wake up, have the coffee, go outside, and then I've actually seen that a lot of people who like smoking, if they replace it with like deep breathing exercises instead of the cigarette, which is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They've said that is a lot of it, that your body likes doing that.
Yeah.
The cleansing breath thing for managing anxiety and stress and all that shit. We don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they compared it to weird, like, animal things. Like, we're the only animal on the fucking planet that when it gets all riled up and does all this shit, it doesn't have some way of expelling air quickly to get rid of it. I thought it was super interesting. When you see a horse do the whinnying thing, and then when they're done, like, running around or doing something, they always blow it out. Elephants, for no fucking reason.
Okay.
Every animal in the animal kingdom does it but us.
That's interesting.
And then we wonder why we like these things where it makes us have very deep breaths. So, and it's a proven anxiety and stress relief and management routine is very deep breathing.
Yeah.
All that shit. There's like a Dr. Huberman that was on Joe Rogan's thing a few times who talked about that when you're feeling stressed out. Literally.
Wim Hof guy, too.
I don't know.
You know Wim Hof?
No.
Oh, that guy's interesting.
But he talked about taking a breath in as far as comfortable, holding it for a second, and then doing a sharp, another inhale, like till you're like, that's it, that's all you got. And then just letting it out slow. He's like, do that fucking 10 times in a row in the exact same way, and tell me how you're feeling in a time of stress or anxiousness. He's like, it'll be almost gone.
Dude, harnessing breath is kind of like a superpower if you know how.
I know. And my sleep thing.
And I noticed that too. Yeah.
My sleep thing, I just lay there and I focus. Dude, there's so many. I relate it to like the fucking Pearl Harbor when they had like the kamikaze Japanese planes flying into ships. I'm the ship. My mind is the ship. And the kamikaze planes are just thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to fucking repel them away.
Yeah.
And the only thing I think about is my breath. And the first 5 or 6 breaths, dude, is so hard. It's so hard to just only think about that because a plane comes in and fucking hits you and you're like, oh, wait, no,
Mm-hmm.
No, you have to like talk yourself out of it. I feel retarded doing it, dude. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. And then I don't make it to 10.
Mm.
And I wake up. I'm like, oh shit,
Nice.
that must have worked.
Yeah, I have a problem where when I'm really focused on something, especially like when I'm doing my massage work, I don't notice the fact that I'm holding my breath.
Yeah.
Why? Like, and when I'm like hyper concentrated
I don't know why that
on
is
a
either.
task, I just hold my breath. I'm
People
like, why
that
am I doing that?
people that do
To remind
physical
myself to
stuff,
breathe. Yeah.
fight, train jujitsu,
Mm-hmm.
all of it.
What's up with that?
You get under a body load of stress or something or some stressor and you stop fucking breathing to be ready to like physically exert yourself at any time. It's
Mm.
strange. But when I trained that brief like 3 or 4 months of trying jujitsu and just completely fucking my whole body up and been like, dude, this I don't think I got it. It was this I fought that every time because I would be doing well physically, strong, compact. It's a good thing for me if your joints and stuff are healthy and can hang on to that. So I was doing well until I realized I wasn't breathing good,
Right.
or somebody interrupted my breathing or put body pressure on my diaphragm and I wasn't used to that. Dude, I've never been closer to a full on fucking freak out
Mm-hmm.
of not being able to breathe, but you're fully conscious for it and you can't stop them from doing something to you
Mm.
because you can't fucking breathe.
Mm.
You'll make horrible decisions in like the fight or flight,
Sure.
freak the
Yeah.
fuck out mode. So I
God
thought it was
damn.
interesting, but that's when I realized, like, damn, everything stressful you do, you end up like holding your breath and trying to brace
Yeah.
yourself. But real fast, just so we don't glaze over,
Yeah.
do you think with the breathing thing
Mm.
and the cigarette relation,
Mm-hmm.
or even the vape or whatever it is, going outside, I think is huge. Ivan, I've never told him this. He just naturally does it. He wakes up in the morning, he does his bathroom routine, a shower, whatever. He walks outside, no shoes. It's like he knows to ground himself.
Oh, that's awesome.
Walks outside, no shoes, stands outside for a while. He doesn't drink coffee or nothing yet, but like
Mm-hmm.
he stands outside for a while. He'll do like a lap around the yard barefoot. He'll walk through the grass. He'll go, if the water's running in the canal right here for irrigation behind us, he'll just stand on the bridge and like watch the water. He'll put his feet in the water. He'll fuck with the water. And then he'll come back in.
That's
I have never told him that. I've never told him anything about it.
right.
We've always observed it. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool that he just does it.
Yeah.
But it's like his own time, his own world. No one told him to do it. And it's not for any other reason than he is somehow compelled to do it.
That is what I was trying to get at with the novelty thing too. Is it's not lost on children.
Right.
Like he's noticing the world around him and finding enjoyment from just that.
Yes. Some kind of enjoyment. It may not be.
And it's lost on us as adults. Like we're just like, yeah, seen that before, done that before. I remember being passionately in love with mashed potatoes when I was a child. But now that I'm older, I've had so many different kinds of food. I don't give a fuck about mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's just another.
As a child, I could eat it every day. I thought for the rest of my life. I'll get back to what you were saying, but my car broke down a few years ago, and dude, I had just lost a job, and I was about to pick up work, but there was like a 2-month gap where I was like, I'm just gonna cut my car insurance until I pick up work again. And in that 2 months, I totaled my car.
Oh my God.
In a very small accident too.
But it was enough damage.
It was enough to total it. And so then I didn't have a car. And so for a year, I Ubered to work and walked to work. And I walked all the time because I get stir crazy because just knowing that I couldn't go and drive somewhere made me want to just go for a walk. And I did that. It became a religious routine of mine. Every single day I walked a mile around a park. Because when my car went away, I noticed that like when I'm driving to work, the only thing on my mind is the destination. And when I walked to work, I was forced into a situation where I noticed everything along the way. And I made this drive hundreds and hundreds of times. But now that I'm walking, I'm noticing all these things I had no idea existed. That if I just turned my head
When it just
I would
slowed you
see.
down a little bit. You're
Or
not
if you're ever
passing
the
it at,
passenger and on
yeah,
a drive that you've made 100 times,
yeah,
but
you'll
all of a
notice
sudden you're the
things.
passenger. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's interesting how much out there is to notice and observe and enjoy that we just like remove
Yeah.
from our day-to-day
You get
routine.
fixated on the things you have to concentrate on.
But is there a question you were trying to get at with the?
Well, I was just kind of framing that to see if maybe that was an approach that you'd want to adopt or try, where replacing the cigarette breath with normal breath. It's gonna feel fucking.
I have done that.
It's gonna feel fucking stupid for a while.
No, I have done that. Like,
and obviously, without the ingestion of a chemical, it's
Right.
not going to feel the same.
it does feel good though, because when
Well, I mean, in that circumstance, so you get the coffee,
yeah,
you got the
sure.
friend, you wake up, you sit outside, you got nature, you got the coffee, and you got the talk. How much of the cigarette is in the equation? Like, what if you even pretended
It
to
doesn't.
do the cigarette? So it even
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
the same.
I've done that before too. I even had a little. I still have it somewhere, but it's like a little straw necklace. It's actually supposed to help you build strength in your diaphragm. It's just resisted breathing.
Yeah.
And I was just, and that felt good. But it's just not the same.
Well, I know it's not the same.
But no, I mean, I think what's much more important. Those are good ideas to help quit cigarettes. But what I need is to construct a ritual. Ritual for me is incredibly important.
It sounds like it.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
And I think that more people should try to create it. I think that's the draw for a lot of people with religion. But I don't think it needs to come from elsewhere. I think people can construct their own rituals, and that can really unlock a lot of doors for some people.
I like the simplicity of life when you have one, but I don't need one.
The cigarette was good for a timer. I knew that a cigarette took
interesting.
7 minutes to smoke.
And the craving took how long to kick in? Was that a factor?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would only chain smoke. I would only go through periods of not smoking and then chain smoking and then not smoking throughout my day, right? I never wanted to sit down and have a cigarette. I want to sit down and have 5. It was a measurement of time. So, like, maybe what I could do is, like, light an incense, which is, only...
And smoke it?
Not smoke it. But I know it's only going to last a certain amount of time, and that gives me, like, a window to, like, okay, I'm going to write. Because I would write for,
Music?
sometimes music. So, usually it was more like just free-flowing stream of consciousness.
Just thought?
What are my thoughts?
Okay.
And the days that I don't do it as religiously anymore, but when I did, dude, my brain was like a still pond, for the rest of the day, because it just expelled all these things that would have been clanking around, now it's on paper, so it's just like my brain is satisfied and is no longer spiraling,
Yeah, I could feel that for sure. I think I texted you when I was working that last outage or whatever. I think that's when it was. But I had a lot of downtime, so I was messing with the lyrical expression, and really more than anything it was is kind of exactly what you're talking about. You're just kind of getting your thoughts out, but if you have a spark of that creativity that, like, oh, these rhyme, this goes good, this can be a complete thought in another way,
yeah,
then you write it in that way. But not all of it's like that. Some shit's just like, I want to take more time to think about that in an artistic way.
Yeah.
And I was doing that, and just the thoughts you start running through that lead to thoughts you've not thought about situations you've been in your life and normal everything. Everything was normal, and everything was happening the same way it happens every day. But you thought back to it with more depth than you even experienced it with. And I think I texted you. I was like getting ready to go to work or something. It was like, ooh. And I just fucking pulled out my app on my phone to write it down,
Mm-hmm.
And then it led to another thing, and it led to another thing, and it was like, dude, it got so deep. I was sitting there like tears welling up, and I'm like, holy shit, like, whoa. Like that elicited emotion just thinking through something that I've already done. And I think I texted you about it, and you're like, dude, self-expression is like that powerful. When you don't self-express because it's just...
Well, we live in this like certainty about our thoughts and beliefs without realizing that as they're living in our heads, it's actually really nebulous until you start talking to someone. You actually have to articulate it and string it into words. Then you kind of are clunky and you're like, wait, I thought this was well formed. How come it's not coming out quite right? And then you try to write it, and then you wrestle with yourself to give it form.
Damn.
And then you notice, oh, I didn't actually understand this as deeply as I thought.
No shit.
And now that I am, it's eliciting this deeper emotional response, you know?
You know, that's super interesting because me and Tiffany have just been on this adventure together of just really trying to articulate how we feel in a certain moment. When you're upset, when you're whatever, right? Or even when you're happy, and you normally would just be like, oh, that was nice. But you're not giving somebody the satisfaction of knowing that they did something that made you happy. I've been trying to do that better because I've been repressing like any bit of like emotional whatever, right? As a dude, that's kind of the status quo in America, is just not doing it. I'm like, that's not really fair for the people around you to just wonder if the thing that they just did for you or the nice deed or whatever
even mattered,
even fucking smacked your brain at all.
Yeah.
Just didn't even tap in anywhere.
Yeah.
You might get like, oh, thanks for doing that. And it's like, oh, he said thank you. But it wasn't like, I just did it today. She came in the other day and filled up that whole fridge in there. I don't think I've done it since I like put all this shit in here. I just kind of put stuff. It was getting real low, you know, and we had a bunch of stuff from Costco that she went and did, and it would be, you know, split it between this fridge and that fridge. And then she told me that she did it, and I was like, oh, thanks for doing that. Whatever. Filled some drinks. Then I came in here and saw it, and was like, man, like it's laid out nicely. They're stacked cool.
She did it thoughtfully,
dude. There was, and she didn't have to do that. Well, she thought of me to want to do that for me. And all I gave was thanks. And that didn't seem, after I thought about it again, it didn't seem like enough. So I made it a point to like, I'm going to go in and articulate how that made me feel, so she knows it made a significant impact, not just a cool,
yeah,
I have drinks in there now.
That's awesome.
So we've been trying to do that more, and it's led to a lot of frustration, a lot on her part, because she's never had to or wanted to articulate feelings, most of the time like negative feeling. If you're in an argument and you just feel like you're losing the argument because someone's better at articulating. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you could fucking make it look like you're right because you're better at doing that.
Yeah.
I have always been the one that's better in dialogue, better in written form, just better. I can articulate it better, which means I can manipulate it better.
Which also can become a dangerous thing because it means you can manipulate yourself better.
Oh, I do that. And I have to stop.
You can self-deceive really easily.
So it's just to add to your point there that like it's been interesting for us to make those strides in communicating better and understanding our own emotion better due to having to articulate it to someone else.
Yeah.
In a way that you didn't have to do before. It was just, I felt like that. Okay. Now tell me how you just felt. Well, fuck you. That's how I feel, you know? And it's like, damn, like why?
Yeah.
Well, because you did this. And then it's, well, why does that make you upset? Yeah, I did that. But like, why is that a big deal? You trace some shit back, dude.
Yeah.
You trace some stuff back and be like, oh, fuck, dude. This literally stems from my childhood. I didn't like the way my dad would say this because it made me feel like shit about this thing that I did. She had a thing with cleaning.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that before.
And it was like, because it stemmed all from her dad coming home from work, was already going to be pissed off. It didn't matter what it was about.
Yeah.
But it was always about no one cleaned the fucking house while I was gone, because she would vacuum since before the vacuum was taller than her, dude.
Yeah.
She'd have to click the handle down, get it to here, and then vacuum. Like 4 or 5 years old, vacuuming the house.
Nice.
And Oh, there was a piece of paper left on the floor. That was the first thing he fucking saw when he walked in.
Yeah.
So that had that weird attachment to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that trickled in, and not until we like, let's just hold up, dude. You are super stressed about the house right now. It's our fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen it in a way, walking through it, coming over to the house, where you're like, Jesus Christ, these motherfuckers need to clean up?
Right.
Have you?
No.
Right. So it's like, I don't think anyone would ever come in here at any point of us living and be like, these motherfuckers are slobs.
Mm-hmm.
So we've always had that argument that her standard of cleanliness is higher than mine. So she feels like she's the only one ever cleaning.
Right.
Because we're always at mine.
But she's noticing.
But she only operates from mine to hers.
So it's like, well, what's your relationship with cleaning?
Right.
And why?
Dude, we sat down about it, and her articulating those issues from childhood, or even tracing them back till we got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, dude, full on waterworks.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was in there fucking deep for no reason. And the first thing is noticing it. It doesn't go away overnight now. You're not going to not feel like that now again, but you know it's incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
You've made that correlation to this relationship with this thought process is not healthy. And instead of taking it out on everybody who's not cleaning to my standard, because my standard's ridiculous, maybe I should look at the standard and give it a little leniency.
Yeah.
So that was super interesting, dude. And the same thing, like how you brought it up of like just not having to think through your thoughts until you have to tell someone, and then it's a whole different game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you respect the person enough to have that conversation where you don't feel, you have to be very careful in those conversations, because they get so sensitive.
Yeah.
Because it's a fucking serious insecurity, personal thing to them.
You're right.
And it's so arbitrary to you. You're like, who fucking cares about the vacuuming today? It's okay. What? Like, oh shit. Like,
yeah.
So until you can understand it, it's in there.
Definitely. Yeah, and it's on the gratitude you showed about like her filling the fridge too. It's just a part of like, it's an unfortunate part of just the natural human state to become slowly jaded.
Yeah, checking the box mentality.
Well, it's just our brains offload the information that is unnecessary, you know, and for a lot of things that's good and helpful, but you know, when someone in your life does stuff like that for you often, it becomes normal. So then it's normal for you to become jaded and just
the status quo.
It's normal to stop noticing it.
I think that's why a lot of people do the grass is greener thing.
Yeah.
You might have a lot of great things going on with your relationship, your house, your job, your whatever, and then look over there. You've forgotten all those things that are awesome about it because they're just everyday awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But you forgot they could not be.
Right.
They could just go to shit. And then you look at another job and you're like, oh, that looks way more fun just because it's new.
Yeah.
We had a fucking tree blow down in that storm last week. I used to have 3 out back. It's fucking gone. That's what we did all morning from 5 in the morning to like 9:30 this morning. We're cutting down that tree, took it to the dump, loaded it on a trailer. And she was like, man, I really like doing yard work. Like, I really like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you like the change.
The novelty.
You work on a computer inside all day. This is way different.
Mm-hmm.
You like this now. Would you like to be out here when it's 113 and you have to?
Right.
That changes it. Now it's every day. Fuck, I gotta do that. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that whole thing, right? It's just noticing it.
Yeah.
Noticing that the grass is greener deal is only the shit you don't have in your life specifically, but would you take those and take them in to get rid of the stuff that was already awesome? Most people don't think that way.
Right.
They want more of the good stuff that they see, but not at the expense of the things they totally forgot are even happening around them.
I heard it takes like, if someone gets like a major promotion at work, start making more money, it takes like 2 to 4 months before that financial shift becomes imperceptible.
Oh yeah.
Because like, you know, maybe you're cutting coupons and now you're not, and then you get another promotion and now you're buying name brand stuff, you know, and it's just at every step along the way you just make minor adjustments that kind of, you know, raise the floor beneath you.
I'm surprised it's even that long.
Right. Sure, but I think it's the same is true for anything else in your life that shifts forward, right?
Yeah.
Your grass is green, but it's not as green.
In that area.
Yeah.
Look at his patch right there. It's so green.
Everybody's
I want that patch.
yeah. Comparison is the thief of joy, and we have Instagram. you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy how how easy it is. Like if you want to be unhappy, just start comparing everything in your life to someone else who has more. It's like,
Well, you don't even have to want to. You have to intentionally not look.
yeah,
I've gotten off of every social media platform.
likewise.
It's just and I wasn't even one of the ones that really felt like I was doing it. I wasn't overly negative
Yeah.
all the time about stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have nice things. I have good shit. I'm not, I'm not looking at everybody else and be like, oh my God, I wish I had that. I'm not doing that. But just the barrage of shit. And it's super interesting because I re-downloaded Facebook and signed back in because Marketplace is the easiest place to sell shit.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got all this shit in the shed from the remodel of the house and all this garbage going on. I just want to get rid of it, and I feel dumb throwing it away. It's worth something, but... So I posted up a bunch of stuff. And just in that time, dude, it sucked me in of just scrolling through the feed.
Yeah.
I fucking got anxious.
Yeah.
For the first time in like a year and a half or 2 years that I've been off of there, and I just got back on for a minute just to post this stuff, and I didn't even get to the posting part. I got to the main screen, and then there was a line of like shorts, Facebook short videos.
Oh God.
I was like, what the fuck is that? And I clicked it. I went through like 10 of them, and I'm like, what am I doing? How did I get here? This is not what I came on here for. Closed it down, re-clicked on it. Saw somebody had a post, like a friend. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen them in a long time. I was like, what are they doing? And I read it, and I was like, oh shit. And then I was fucking scrolling. Like, oh my God, I didn't get on here for this. Close it down.
Yeah.
Get back to Marketplace, hit the sell button, fucking do what you're supposed to do. I was on there for 30 minutes before I even did what I was originally just clicked on it for.
It's designed to suck you in, and nobody...
It's incredible how good it is at it.
Yeah, and nobody's brain is above that.
No. They have
Nobody's like,
biohacked
you're not
your
going to get
fucking...
me. It's like, no, you're the first one they're getting, you know? Do you think everybody has an addiction of some kind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like you said, vices earlier. I think everybody has their thing. I think it's dumb to not have a thing.
Oh, here's a good one for you.
You should have a thing that you're probably rotating through, and that's a learning thing,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll get really into something and overdo it for a while, and then be like, okay, I gotta be done with that.
Well, then I don't think that's an addiction. Tell me, what's the difference between obsession and addiction?
Right, and that's up to interpretation.
Well, you're someone who, like, you know about yourself that you become obsessed with certain things, so...
Yeah. Obsessive nature, and even... God damn, I always forget this word. Dependency.
Mm-hmm.
Even dependency, whether it be for comfort or whatever, I would not put in the category of addiction. Fuck, it's hard, dude. Dependency is the mental form of addiction to me, and addiction is the physical form. If you're going to die if you stop doing it, if you're going to get sick, if you're going to have withdrawal symptoms.
Now your body needs it.
It needs it. You are physically addicted to it. If you're mentally addicted to it, I would say that you're just, the word I always forget.
Dependent?
Dependent.
Yeah.
You're mentally dependent on that activity. You want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're depending on it to get something out of your day.
Yeah.
That's how I was. That's how I thought I was with weed. Am I dependent on it? I would even admit it. Yes. Yes. I depend on that for better sleep activity, was what I thought I was doing. Then I was like, but guess what? I'm not addicted to this shit. I'll get off of it. Watch this. No sleep.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck. I might actually be physically addicted to it. And I wasn't confirmed in that until I did that little tiny hit on day 2. And the whole fucking world started doing weird shit. And I was like, oh my God, my body wanted that so bad.
When I stopped, because people think for whatever reason that there's no withdrawal symptoms from weed, but when I stopped after that 10 years, I laid there sweating and so anxious.
Weird.
I could not sleep. I was just like
What did you say
so
about
uncomfortable.
there's an organ that fails also from people that habitually smoke?
Well, it affects your pancreas.
Oh,
I
pancreatitis,
thought I
right?
had pancreatitis. My sister's been in and out of the hospital because once a month, every month for the last 6 months, she has bouts of extreme vomiting and like high blood pressure and heart issues.
Due to
Right now, they think it's weed because one of the things that has been occurring more commonly is it's called. It has two names. The one I know is cyclic vomiting syndrome. They also call it like cannabis hyper vomit. I don't know what, something related to cannabis, but it fucks with your digestive tract and it starts making you vomit, uncontrollably. I've met a lot of people who are experiencing these issues now, and I let them know, like, hey, you smoke a lot of weed? They're like, well, yeah. And I'm like, well, maybe try not doing that. And they're like, no, it's not that. Even my sister's like, no way. It's like, and then she stopped, and it hasn't come back yet. So it's like,
yeah. What else was
maybe
it?
that. But the fucked up part of that is it primarily affects people over the age of 30 who have done it who do high doses for a long time.
Yeah, I think the dose thing is the fucking problem.
Yeah, I only get the lowest possible dose, and even still,
It's
I have.
still too much.
Yeah,
You used to be able to smoke a whole joint.
yeah.
Nobody's smoking
And
whole
and
joints.
you know what sucks?
Today,
When I bought the weed I'm smoking right now is 10%.
you fucker,
And
where'd you get that?
oh, it's hard to find,
Yeah.
but it's so cheap, and it's so much better. And like the guy's looking at me like, oh, it's not really into smoking. Huh? I'm like, no, I am.
I just don't
I'm
want
into
to get
having a good time.
obliterated. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to remove myself from the earth. Like,
That was the problem, dude. It's like sitting around a campfire and you're like, dude, this is nice. This is a perfect time to smoke.
yeah.
And you'd smoke, and then you'd try to like get into the conversation, and be like, fuck, I forgot what I was saying.
Dude. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
It's like the thoughts are just racing, and I will be like just halfway down the the road of making like a really awesome point before I have no clue where I am,
Yeah.
or what I just said a second ago, or what this conversation's about. It's totally fucked up.
The Justin and I, when we were like at the same point, we were kind of smoking together. If we were together, we'd be doing it, And a lot of times it was hanging out. And the wives are like, dude, these nights get so fucking boring after you guys smoke. Like, what do you mean? Like, you either go completely mute because you're just thinking,
Oh my god.
or you can't physically hold a conversation because you just like, yeah, I lost it. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's funny the first few times, and it's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking be off in outer space. I came up with my own version, my own like Jesus Christ.
Explanation.
Definition. Holy shit, dude. My brain's going to shit. My own definition for addiction of how I kind of saw it. I didn't even remember that I wrote this down, but it was the first thing on this note for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I put the learned habitual pacification of our unhappiness through the use of external action, content, or substance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Depending on your,
Makes sense.
depending on your thing. But that's how I kind of look at it, is if I'm doing something over and over again, or have an unnatural urge to do something that is going to take me out of a sobriety state,
Mm-hmm.
sober state, I would throw that into there.
Mm-hmm.
If I felt like I was just compelled to do it. Now, I fight with that. I wrestle with that, because a lot of times I will have times when I feel just like we were talking about intuitively eating. Like, what does my body want? I'll have shit like that where I'm like, what the fuck do I need right now? Where I'm uncomfortable, or I'm not processing thought, or I haven't processed thought deep enough in a while. I will have a fucking massive craving to eat mushrooms. Not a craving in like, I really want pickles because I'm pregnant craving.
Right.
But when I think about the headspace I get into when I do it, And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, that sounds so good right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strange thing.
Yeah.
To want to do that is weird to me. It feels weird. It
Yeah.
feels weird that that's what my brain would come up with. Like, oh, yeah. Like, to get excited about eating a psychedelic mushroom for no reason.
Once
Just because I feel like I haven't got into that
yeah.
thought thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's different for everybody, but once I had the initial mushroom experience, give it a few months, and then my brain's like, I think it's time.
Really? You felt that too?
Oh yeah,
To do it again.
Like, and I think that there's something to be uncovered. That
dude, you know what it is?
Good
What we're talking about? I fucking totally missed this point earlier too. You kept talking about your child brain versus adult brain of noticing things.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 5 of How to Change Your Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember the guy's name that wrote it, but it's a pretty popular fucking book on psychedelics and mushrooms and all that.
Yeah.
And then they made the series about it on Netflix, but it doesn't even cover what the book covers.
I'm sure.
But chapter 5 is like the neuro process of what it physically is changing in your brain, the neural pathways. And he talks about the consciousness. Adults have spotlight consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Have I seen this before? How do I solve this problem with previous things? And we don't let other things in. Children have spotlight. God damn it. Blood pressure medication to get me, dude.
I get what you're saying. Like,
consciousness.
Adults have
spotlight consciousness on children.
Okay, you
or
said
like a lantern. Oh, I'm sorry. Spotlight was
there we go.
Very focused beam, right?
Yeah.
And then a lantern type.
Yes.
Which is very open and wide.
Right.
And they're taking everything in, and everything is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Without any perception changes of I've seen this before and it's going to turn out like
or
that.
Relational attachments.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And it puts you back there when you eat mushrooms.
Yeah.
It takes that wonder away.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been sitting with friends who even are not fully into it. They're scared to get like a real dose, so they'll just take like one of those pills that I made with them in there, just to like get on the edge of like, oh, I feel a little something. What is this? You know, but not get full visuals. They might get like the little speckles or whatever, but so not extremely intoxicated by them. But we were sitting around a fire one night and everybody had like a tiny amount.
Mm-hmm.
I had a normal amount that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to thinking about shit, and I just brought up toy commercials from the 90s. I'm like, you remember when you'd get the toy?
Yeah.
And they'd be showing it, and the truck would fucking come in with the G.I. Joe in the back, and he'd be shooting missiles and stuff, and at the bottom it would say,
like,
it would give like a disclaimer of like,
representation.
Yeah, not really what the toy does or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they'd make it look so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember his face looking at me like, dude, you're bringing back like all kinds of shit right now. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Your fucking link in your brain that's been manipulated by the mushrooms you took 2 hours ago is allowing you to feel the way you felt as a fucking child, seeing those things and now realizing that they don't make commercials like that anymore.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
It was fucking wild, dude. But he said it like, oh my God, did you bring back so many crazy memories? And he couldn't articulate what I was bringing back. And that's when I knew what I was bringing back.
Yeah.
Was the same feeling I was getting thinking about it, but I was considerably higher than he was. But he still had a glimpse of it for a second. And I was like, boom, dude, that's the thing right there. But instead of it being something prompted, when you take enough of them, enough dose of the mushrooms or whatever it is, that's the connection that you can get back to that makes you feel like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The world is not what it always seems like every day.
Yeah, as a child, I think it feels so pressing and desirable and important for us to become an adult. As an adult, it feels that same way about being a child again. Or at least like capturing that headspace. Because we have access to it.
How high do you think the guy was that wrote fucking Hook, the movie about Peter Pan?
Yeah.
Because it was all about, you grew up and now you can't remember.
Right.
Never Neverland. You can't remember what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets stolen and goes back there and he still can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
He's around all these kids that are doing it and he's like, what?
Right.
And then he keeps getting little glimpses of like, I remember that.
Right.
What was that?
Yeah.
and then they're fucking scooping nothing and throwing it at each other, and the food fight automatically just
Mhm.
turns real, and it's like, holy shit.
Dude, that movie's awesome.
That's what it feels like, dude.
For sure.
It
Yeah.
feels like getting back to your mindset where you could be in fucking Never Never Land. You're like, dude, all the connections, all the things. I've been standing at the back door and the sun's going down, and I'm just like standing there kind of waiting for them to hit.
Mhm.
And then I look at the trees, and we got
Oh
that
my God.
we got that mesquite tree out back, and it has the really fine, it's like the stem comes out, but it has the really fine little baby leaves sticking off of
Yep.
it in a giant clump with the sun behind it.
Yeah.
I remember it hitting, and I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God. Like, dude, how fucking cool is that?
Yeah. And it
And it's
is
this fucking tree that I'm out there bitching at for dropping beans everywhere. It's
Right.
fucking spiny when I gotta trim it. I
Yeah.
fucking hate that tree. And then I'm like, oh my God,
I love this.
this tree is fucking awesome.
Yeah. And it sounds stupid. Like, when I first did shrooms, I spent 15 minutes in absolute elation, enamored by a leaf. Just looking at a leaf, just, oh my God. And it sounds stupid to say that I could be enamored by a leaf for 15 minutes, but what's really stupid is not noticing how fucking awesome that leaf is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just everything. It's like when I was saying earlier, I used to love mashed potatoes, and I could give a shit anymore. But
Right.
like, everything is that interesting. We just get bored of it.
Yeah. It's just not that big of a
We
deal.
get jaded. We get
I remember-
complacent.
I remember being in Virginia way before I'd ever tried shrooms, before anything. And I remember the feeling of like, whoa, that's a super cool nature fact.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Like,
Nice. Add it to the pile of
But-
forgotten shit.
we were watching something on like a nature show, and it said that leaves will invert themselves when rain is coming on a tree. It'll know
What the
from
fuck?
barometric pressure changes. It will rotate the leaf to do something. I don't know if it takes in water from that side better, or it makes it turn over so that the drip is more concentrated to the root system. I have no
Mhm.
idea why it did it. I forgot that part. But I remember like 2 days later in Virginia, it was fucking raining. And I remembered that. And I'm like, bullshit. And I went and looked, and I took a picture of the tree after, or while it was raining. And then I went like an hour after it stopped raining, I took a picture. They were flipped.
That's fucking
I'm like, you
fascinating.
gotta be fucking shitting me.
That's crazy.
And I was like, whoa. Cool. And then I've done all these mushrooms, and like, you can hold on to some of that. After every trip, you can keep a little bit, it's in your brain at least to be aware of the cool shit. And I had one of these weird ass thoughts mowing the lawn yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, damn, like, dude, mushrooms are cool as fuck. Mycelium is the underlying root system. It never goes away. It connects trees together to communicate. It connects all these things, and it sends electrical impulses and allows them to send like a walkie-talkie unit, right? Sends it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy
Mm-hmm.
already. The mushroom itself never has to come out. That's just the fruiting body of a plant that's always living, but you never saw it.
Mm.
And they can also grow to full maturity in like 1 day.
Yeah, that's absurd.
It rained last week, and I walked out, and there was like 10 mushrooms an inch off my fucking concrete in my back porch. I'm like, dude, there's no way I didn't see these yesterday when I walked out
Right.
here. And so I looked it up, and it's like, dude, full maturity can be reached in days, 1 or
That's
2 days.
insane.
And the fruiting body, it's interesting because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any special reason to be up.
Not to spread spores?
The mycelium can spread by itself. I need to
Yeah.
do more research in it to find out why for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember Paul Stamets is like the crazy weird mushroom guy with the big mushroom hat that's been on Joe Rogan a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Super fucking, that's all he cares about, dude.
Yeah.
Dedicated his life to mushrooms. And he talks about how useless the fruiting body of the mushroom is,
Mm.
but that's what contains the psychedelic. That's what contains psilocybin to get whatever eats it high, to do that.
Hell
And
yeah.
what do you feel when you're like that? A deeper connection to nature, all these things. Would you be attracted to mycelium? No, because you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to have something to entice you to want to see it.
Yeah.
What do we base everything off of at first glance in our mating system?
Attractiveness.
Physical attractiveness draws you in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to find out what's underneath. The mushroom draws you in. You eat it to find out what it's putting out from underneath. Like, dude, I'm just sitting here like...
There's some funky shit with mushrooms. I also think it's interesting that every mushroom experience I've had related to death.
Yours all do?
Yeah. Like the first one I had was like... all fear is essentially just the fear of death. Whatever the fear is.
Well, if that's the ultimate fear.
So when I took mushrooms, I'm just like, I thought about it, like, oh, I'm gonna die, and I'm like, oh, but I always knew that, and so what? And I'm not dying right now, right? And like, and the removal of that fear is part of what allows me to find all this beauty and joy in nature, right? Because my mind is not clouded with the imperceptible layer of constant background noise and fear, right? All that removed, I can notice it all. But mushrooms also thrive off of decay,
right?
So I'm like, isn't that interesting that the thing that thrives off decay, I ate it, and now it feels like it's telling me how it's not that big of a deal, like it's just part of life.
And the things it forces to teach you, man, that's getting a little fucking hokey pokey, but
it is. It's weird, like
the
that.
things it teaches you or pushes you in the direction of thought to allow you the opportunity to think about it in a different light,
mm-hmm.
in which you could learn from. It doesn't teach you anything. It's not fucking teaching you while you're there, but
right.
But it makes all of those things possible.
Mm-hmm.
As to what? Maybe all the things that it used the decay of.
Mm-hmm.
To learn and hold in this mycelium mat,
and
then pop up a thing and see who wants to go on the journey.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild, dude. There's something
it's trippy. There's something weird going on there,
and the fact that it's fucking so good at doing everything is retarded. That the Japanese subway thing, did you see that?
Mm-mm.
The Japanese subway was designed whenever the fuck. They made a 3D printed rendition of the whole subway system. They put mycelium at one end and the food that it wanted at the other and let it go. And it found the most efficient route. And then they redid their system based on that.
That's genius.
It didn't waste any time. It didn't go and hit a dead end in a fucking maze and come back. It knew where to go and it just went.
Ooh,
it only had one trail. And after they analyzed it in every possible way with computers and everything else, they realized that was the most efficient. How the fuck did it know that?
There's something there. You know, a part of me, okay, now that we're getting wacky here, feels like, you know, there's a human arrogance around sentience and consciousness where we believe like self-awareness is the highest state of being. Because that's how it seems to us. And then we believe that like a tree doesn't have consciousness. And I don't think it does. But I do have a feeling that even though it doesn't have consciousness, it has an experience. Anything that's living has an experience of life. That's not like ours, right? But it's deriving something through that experience or capable of something through that experience that we're just blind to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. Like a tree is having some kind of experience.
Right.
It's not ours.
It's just not having an inner dialogue. You know what I mean? About it.
I think that's hard for us to comprehend.
Yeah, it is.
Communication that isn't our communication. It's hard enough.
Right.
It's so fucking hard for us to do that that most people can't even understand dogs well enough to train them correctly.
Yeah.
They need the dog whisperer to introduce. And I was there, dude, fucking years ago before I got into any of that shit with a dog that had a problematic area that I was like, we need to fix this. This is a fucking problem. And I don't believe in getting things and then just like, well, hey, with zero work, this isn't working out, so I'm going to give it another home. I don't believe in that. Everything requires work. So why would an animal be any different? But you need to understand how to communicate with it. And so many people, dude, I would say 95% of dog or animal owners are not using techniques that effectively communicate with the animal to get the desired response they want from it. And if that's true with a fucking dog that barks, that has physical tells, body language, all the same things we have, but their system of dominance is different. When you watch dogs interact with each other, they get it. So all you need to do to make them get what you want is to get closer to their world. You need to be a dominant energy, how they perceive dominance, not how humans do. Yelling, being big, that doesn't do anything to a dog. They need the energy of assertiveness. They need the energy of a leader. And if you don't have it, they'll try to lead. And you won't like them leading you because you own this animal.
Right.
It doesn't know what ownership is. It just knows energy.
Yeah.
And yours is not strong, so they'll be strong for you. And then you wonder why they're aggressive at other animals. They're trying to protect you. You're the weaker one in the pack.
Right.
Nobody will get shit like that until they really put the work into knowing it. So if we can't even do it with animals we have in our house 24/7 and use all the same systems we use for communication, verbally, barking, and body language, we do all that.
You bark at your dog?
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I just kidding.
I know how to
It's
talk
out of line.
to
I got to bite that one.
Yeah.
No, but we have the same two systems, right, for communication.
Sure.
And all of the same senses.
In a sense, but and it's worth recognizing too that like different animals orient themselves differently depending on what sense is most dominant, right? For us,
oh, for sure.
things are visual. For
Yes.
dogs, it's much more about
Sense.
smell, and sound.
Theirs is nose, eyes, ears.
Right.
Ours are ears, eyes, nose.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that matters too.
It does.
But then that's again why shrooms was so helpful for me because, like, you know, I'd often pre-shrooms, I'd be like, man, it'd be really cool to like jump into Nick's head and see what the world seems like to you. But I'll never know. But shrooms is like close to that. It's like, well, here's just a total shift of how the world could look different, you know, from your perspective. And it's just like,
so not necessarily what's in my head or what I see or think or believe, but different from what you previously did.
But I know that there's a perception of reality that's different than mine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And shrooms proves that.
Damn. That kind of just clued something into me that I've been struggling with. When you know something to be true after you've experienced it and then got on the other side of it, I'll try to find a good example of that. But then you look at people that haven't made it there yet.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, how do you not see this?
Mm-hmm.
Because they haven't made it to the other side to see it.
Right, yeah.
I do that with all the people that also are very hesitant or resistant to even trying them.
Uh-huh.
It's a very rigid mindset.
Yeah.
And the rigidity of the mind is what gets solved.
Right.
Once you've done the experience.
Right, yeah.
And in my opinion, it makes you so much better to be able to flow with life, flow with ideas, flow with what you think. I might not think, but that's okay because we've seen some shit that we've never seen before.
Yeah. And
we've been okay with having to accept it.
Yeah.
Or feeling at least that it's so important out there that it's another real thing. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, I didn't ever look at it like that, but I could.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, that might actually be better.
If the only thing a person ever got from a shroom experience was the certainty that there's a way to perceive the world that's different than yours, generally, you know, like,
yeah, damn,
that's valuable. And I think everybody knows that, but you don't have the experiential knowing, and so it's not real. Hasn't evolved into belief. You know, it's just knowledge.
What do you think makes someone more or less interested for a reoccurring experience of them, because like we were talking about earlier, I have times where I go through it where I'm like, God damn, it's been a while. That sounds nice to just dip into that and be back there for a minute. And then Tiffany's tried them with me a few times, has had interesting moments, varying levels of concentration or amount, but doesn't really have a desire to do them again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's good for you and I to talk about this because we're on each of those sides. But I think last time we spoke, what I realized is what you value in your life is, or part of what motivates you to pursue anything is the desire to have an experience. And then my thing was the desire to understand something, right? So that's a big part of. Would you agree that you're motivated by the possibility of an experience, by the idea of an experience, and that's what motivates like some of the decisions you make, the hobbies you take on?
Oh, just in general.
Yeah.
Experience. I think so. I think we got to that.
Yeah, and my drive is understanding. That's what drives me to make a lot of the decisions I make around like hobbies I undertake or whatever, right? And so every experience you have on mushrooms is not going to be the same exactly, right? So you'll still fulfill that. I only want to do shrooms when I feel a lack of understanding.
Okay.
I'll probably only do shrooms 10 more times in my life, honestly. Because it's something I use as a tool, and I'm trying to be respectful of it. And I'm also weary of unearned wisdom. I don't want to uncover something that I'm not equipped to adopt and integrate. You know what I mean?
I guess so. You don't think the experience itself is challenging?
What do you mean? I mean, it is challenging.
I don't have a good physical reaction to them.
Oh, no, it's challenging. That's part of the value, too, though.
I get stomach cramping. I get hot, cold.
I get nauseous and incredibly sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's uncomfortable. I don't like that.
Until it peaks, and then I kind of stop worrying so much about it.
I hit pockets. Yeah. I hit pockets of like, oh, man, wow, I wish the whole thing could just be like this. Mm-hmm. That would be so nice. I hit peaks of that. But
it's not,
for the most part, I'm battling discomfort the entire time and trying to find the good in it.
Which is why it's not, we're talking about addiction. Yeah. It's hard to imagine
being addicted to that.
Someone being addicted to mushrooms. I don't think they would ever be addicted to mushrooms. I have known people who do it very regularly, but again, I think it's more of an addiction to altering their experience.
Yeah, I was there.
You know,
I did that for a year.
But you could do that in lots of different ways.
I was doing them 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
For months.
Man, you got to carve out some time for that too. Like,
so yeah, looking back at it now, and I got that urge a few days ago, which is why I brought that up, because I was just sitting there like, fuck, that sounds nice.
And how long has it been
since I've done them?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, midwinter.
It's time.
I don't remember when exactly it was, but I've been feeling lately like, damn.
Have you ever gone into a shroom experience with a goal in mind?
Yeah, fuck yeah. That whole time was doing that because nice. I knew there was something wrong. I knew there was something fucking broken that I didn't understand that it was. I can't even explain the mindset that I was in when someone told me that they could get them. And I was like, that's fucking cool. Get me some. How much are they? Here's the money. I want to try it. And it wasn't a small risk to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big risk. That's
Right.
very strange to a lot of people. It was not accepted amongst the people that I was hanging out with. Nobody had done it. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
cared about it. Nobody cared to see what it was or where it goes. Technically, I could have got fired from my job. Lots of things.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of potential consequences.
And it was like a fucking compelling thing that I just needed to do it. I needed to try it out and find out. And it was the first time, and you, like anything else, you don't know what to know until you've done it. And you're like, wow, that was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
We were like hanging out with friends playing cards and like a board game and drinking and shit. And I'm like, dude, I got those mushrooms.
Yeah.
I was trying to get pumped up to get everybody else pumped up.
Yeah.
Anybody want to do them? And they were like, no. Oh. Well, I've never done them, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
And I think only one person at the table at that time had done them, and they're like, I'm good, dude. I had an experience that was not comfortable. I'll not do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That sounds promising.
Set
How many
and
should I eat? And they're
Yeah.
like, try one. Okay. So I ate one. And all I got was like, you know when you're about to throw up and your ears get really fucking hot?
Mm-hmm.
You get a little sweaty. And then you're just like, oh
Yeah.
God, I think it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But it just nothing ever happened. And I was just stuck in that. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel super uncomfortable. My face is fucking hot. My ears are hot. I feel like I'm going to puke. But I'm not doing any of that. But I'm also not feeling anything that, like, what's described.
Right.
And that person was like, you should probably just eat like one more to push you past that point, and then you'll be good. All right. So I ate one more. And it did push me past that point.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is fucking something different. And then I just like took my drink out on the back porch and just like stared at the tree on the back porch. It had like lines in it, and it felt like it was like telling me some shit that I couldn't really understand at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm just weirdly okay with just sitting in this camping chair, just watching this.
Yeah.
Watching the nothing that's going
Yeah.
on right now.
So entertaining.
And I remember having a really profound thought that alcohol was fucking disgusting poison and not drinking another sip. I'd been drinking all night
Yeah.
to that point.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they hit, I looked at it and was like, what the fuck is that?
I had similar thoughts too.
Like, this is retarded. Why am I drinking this? And I put it down and never had another sip that whole day. So that was strange.
Yeah, I remember thinking like of my body as almost like a rental. Like, or like a pet. And I'm like, man, I don't think I'd feed my dog Oreos for dinner. Maybe I shouldn't.
Eat them for dinner for yourself.
Maybe I should consider what I eat
Yeah.
a little bit more, as though I'm like,
You do that with kids too.
right.
You'll tell them no to something and then be like, damn, I kind of want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, can I have cereal? It's
But-
10 o'clock at night, you fucking idiot. And then I'll be out there at 10 o'clock the next night eating fucking cereal. I'm like, shit.
But it's weird how like we both had an experience of like reflecting on our what we were consuming and how we felt, whether or not that was okay.
I have felt it every time. A lot of people that have drank a lot and then do mushrooms, they don't drink anymore.
Right. I think like I think there was a figure of like 80% of people who have like a spiritual experience through mushroom usage
Don't drink anymore.
It's quit whatever addiction. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, if you look at the numbers on it, it's by far the most beneficial. Like the success rate is the highest in that group. I've seen a lot of shit around ketamine too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about that yet, but
I have a friend who got paid to be put in a K-hole.
I've heard that's not comfortable.
No, like, well, it was like for a university. They were like running trials or something. Yeah.
Just like they used to do.
He said it felt like I was strapped to the front of a rocket ship, and then all I remember doing is saying, "Bad, bad, bad." I'm like, yeah, that's not good. But it's interesting that shrooms it is a spiritual experience, I would say, as close as I can say. Like,
I really want to try DMT, but I'm really fucking scared.
And I think the thing,
because there's no coming back from that. With mushrooms, you can dose appropriately for the time you're looking to have. You can weigh it, you can do all this shit. DMT, from the experiences I've heard of and many people have done it, there isn't like just do a little and it's a little psychedelic. It's like, dude, rip that motherfucker as hard as you can, try to get to 3.
Yeah.
And then that's the experience. And it's like, God, that's like telling someone you can't eat mushrooms at all unless you eat 10 grams.
Right.
It's like, bro, I don't know if I want to
All
do
or
10
nothing.
grams. And the fact that it's only 15 minutes is enticing.
Right.
Except you know after eating mushrooms that 15 minutes can feel like 15 fucking days.
Yeah.
If it's deep enough and you're in a place that's not nice, 15 minutes inside of that place is a long
Eternal.
motherfucking time.
Yeah, I love listening to this guy. I've heard him on a couple podcasts. He's a comedian named Shane Moss. He's also a psychonaut.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He's talked a lot about like his DMT and mushroom experiences and combining the two, and Jesus. But he did have he's done it a few times, but he talked about how like for like 2 years he just was fucked up, like just totally disembodied and not
from
able.
a heavy DMT session.
Just yeah.
Yeah, it might show you
Just
some
from like
things that really
mind altering. Yeah, just unsure about reality.
We were talking about
Strange.
2CB the other day. Me and Tiffany were, and she was like, "Yeah, it's just like a lot of people talk about that you can get like HPPD," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got that. That's not a big of a deal." She like fucking flipped around. So like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of it. I mean, I'm sure there's severe cases of it.
HPPD?
Yeah,
What's
it's
that? Hyper?
I can't remember, dude. But it's like it's essentially I don't know what it stands for, but it essentially is when you have minor psychedelic type visions or things happening in your field of view, even though you're not high on anything.
Oh.
Prolonged psychedelic use can have that happen, and that happens somewhere in the middle of that year of just eating mushrooms all the time, where I'll see things that I'm for sure I just saw them,
Mm-hmm.
and when I look to adjust my view, there's nothing there. I think everyone has that to some degree where you think,
Yeah.
like, I thought I just saw somebody in the doorway.
Just tuned out.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but
Is
it gets way less the longer you don't do them. But in the heyday of like if I was doing them every other day,
Mm-hmm.
the day that I wasn't doing them, they were significant. Like
Mm.
blink and you saw like the snowfall shit when mushrooms are like kind of just hitting, or at mine do this weird shit. I know they're starting to kick in if you see me go like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to move the field of view, but it's split in half horizontally by like the static that you used to see on like channel 99.
Mm.
It's a thin stripe horizontally.
Oh, weird.
So I'll do that to see if it goes away, and if it doesn't move with me, I know it's not there. I'm making that happen. That's my matrix tell. Just fucking, what is this?
Is that the fucking door to? That's the
So
door to
I used to
perception?
get that. I would close my eyes for a minute, and I would see all the shit happening on the day that I wasn't doing anything.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't remember what HPPD is, but that's what
Hmm.
it's essentially what it is. And she looked at me like fucking crazy, like, "What, you have that?" She's like, "That's forever." I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right. I'd do it again."
Yeah, that reminds me of like being a child with an overactive imagination. I saw shit all the time.
Yeah, and who's to say that's not the same thing? HPPD, hallucinogen persisting perception disorder. So it's just persistent hallucinogenic effects, even though you're not under the influence of any.
Mm. Yeah, I knew a girl who was in the hospital for like 6 months from experiencing an extreme version of that after an acid trip.
She what?
She was in like a psych ward for like 6 months.
Oh no. I mean, dude, LSD's something different.
But also, if you talk to her, you'd be like, well, you're a little
That's
on a rocky foundation. to
that's the
begin with.
thing.
Yeah.
If you're prone to having it, if it's in your family, if you feel like you've had a psychotic episode whatsoever,
Mm-hmm.
they are highly discouraged, because that could be the fucking straw that breaks the camel's back. And on the flip side of that, I know a guy whose wife was colorblind until she did LSD.
Whoa.
And she got it back. Not back, she
That-
got it for the first time ever.
That makes sense.
And
That
then she told her doctor. The next time she went to the doctor, she was like, "Hey, so I don't want to tell you that I'm like doing drugs, but like I did acid and now I can see." And he's like, "Yeah, that happens all the time." It was like a known thing
yeah,
that
we know
no
about
one
that.
knows about.
Yeah.
But everybody in the medical world's like, "Yeah, I mean, why do you got these stupid fucking glasses that you got to buy for like $800 then to see color and wear them? Just have them do acid and they're good to go."
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either. She found out at a concert.
That's cool.
She said she was so high that she was just like crawling around on the ground, and then she stood up out of the crowd and was just like
Saw red for the first time.
freaking out, dude. That every she and then she
How
like
sick.
grabbed her husband and was like, "The colors," and he's like, "I know it's crazy," and she's like, "No, I can see them now." And he's like, "Oh shit!" Like just had no idea going in, and got that fucking gift.
What a unique and awesome experience.
That's so.
I
Weird.
heard about a woman who was like vacuuming and she was blind her whole life and she fell and hit her head on like the corner of a end table, and then when she woke up she could see.
What the fuck,
Like, what would that be like?
dude? That's insane.
Yeah.
Like blind at birth.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are you vacuuming?
Why are you vacuuming?
Right, you can't even see what you're doing.
Get a Roomba. That's a trip hazard. It's rolling around.
Well, at least you can hear it, and you're like fucking
Yeah.
Batwoman if you're fucking blind. You got the echolocation on that shit.
All
Let me check my notes, see if I missed anything.
right. I wasn't sure going into this, but now it's like, oh man, there's a lot of side roads to go down with addiction. It's a lot of different things.
Yeah, there really is. I have the last one here. Let's just, we can do it quick, but like, what do you think about, I think it's interesting that you can't drink anymore due to a health reason.
I've never been
A drinker?
it's never had any sort of huge appeal to me. It's never been a fun experience.
Really?
Yeah,
You've never had a fun party experience or something like that with that involved?
a couple of times, but like I've mentioned before, it makes me incredibly tired.
You're not drinking hard enough.
I drink pretty hard. I mean, I was drinking straight whiskey,
And you couldn't,
and I would have a great time for about 30 minutes, and then I would just tank. Just, I need a bed, and I need to sleep.
shit. Weird. Yeah, it takes some learning to like get to the line that you want to be at and then not blow past it, but not fall below it and get a headache and do all that. Yeah, it takes time to.
I mean, I'd spent a long time. I spent like a solid 2 years drinking daily, and trying in different levels, but that's just what alcohol does to me. Friends I'd be around would drink and they would be energized.
Yeah.
I've never had that experience from alcohol.
Weird. Yeah, so I had this thought that like the unnatural life that we live, we kind of hit on that earlier, where we're just, you wake up, you go do this one thing that is your job, and then you come home, you watch Netflix, you sleep, you go do the job. That's not what the fuck we were meant to be doing, right? Like,
Nah.
from a nature standpoint, you're supposed to be like out trying to get your own food. There should be like natural hardships in life, and those are all taken care of for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't even have to leave your house if you don't want. Just order the groceries online, and they'll just show up at your door, and you don't even have to talk to the guy that put them there. He'll just drop them off and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're so like, you don't have to have any struggle if you don't want it, and I think it's fucking people up
Yeah.
bad. Like,
Our brains are not designed for it. Dude, I love to go camping at least a couple times a year. One of the times I went last year, it was cold and we needed firewood. And it was not super easily accessible.
yeah,
So we have a saw and I had to spend pretty much all day chopping up wood.
just to stay good for that night.
And not once during that process did I think, oh, what am I going to do? I'm feeling anxious.
Yeah, you don't have
My
time.
body. You're not thinking about any of that. You just because our natural lives, as they should be, is constant preoccupation. We don't have enough time to accomplish all the things that we need to do. But now it's like we're living at a point in history where there's nothing but downtime. If you know, comparatively,
Yeah.
and everything just getting more and more and more convenient. Now you can have your groceries delivered, and
And the not increase, the decrease of social interaction.
which is the increase of individualism, right, in our country.
I guess, but it is like the demise of being human. People aren't nice to each other because there's no reason to be, because I could just turn off my phone and you'll never talk to me again.
And because we're independent, we don't have need for one another.
Other than biologically.
I mean, used to hear about people going to their neighbor for a cup of sugar.
Yeah.
That's not it. You don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, okay. You don't have
There's
to.
no.
I mean, like, we are social creatures. Like,
Yeah.
big time. Like,
Mhm.
rely on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even fucking argue that anymore.
Mm-mm.
I heard a thing where they were like, we are so social as a being that even taking a psychopath and the markers of a psychopath as being extremely antisocial. They don't need it at all, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
But you take a psychopath in prison, and it is still very, very shitty for them to be in solitary confinement. That's still a punishment,
Mm-hmm.
to have zero interaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and thought about that for a minute. Holy fuck.
People who have less social connections typically die sooner.
Like, there's a lot. So you could deny it all you want, but we're social beings. And I just thought it odd around the addiction topic that we are so out of tune with the way that we communicate and being social today because of whatever amount of metrics you want to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, you don't have to actually talk to people. Working from home, you don't have to actually talk to people. You don't have to go in the grocery store if you don't want to and actually deal with people. You can isolate yourself. And the more you do that, whether you meant to or not, the more society gets into a situation where it doesn't mingle as much. It becomes awkward to do what shouldn't be awkward.
Yeah.
And how do we cope with that now as society?
Look at your phone.
Name a time when you've gone to a gathering, a get-together, a party, a kid's birthday party, where people were not drinking.
Oh, true.
It just doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
I recently made a choice to just stop for... I didn't put a time limit on it, but I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Me and Tiffany have been doing like remarkably well with not arguing, having great things happening all the time. And we went to a function, we both drank, we got home, and we had a fucking huge ass argument about nothing.
Yeah.
So stupid. And I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, oh my God. The introduction of that put us right back to a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
And in the time when you're arguing about stuff like that, even though I was there to like, wow, this is probably the reason, because we haven't done this and I haven't done this.
I thought you were going to say, even though I was right.
No.
I'm just fucking around. Yeah.
I told it to her.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, do you realize we haven't fought in like fucking forever?
Mm-hmm.
Been super open, very articulate about what's bothering us so we can help fix it for each other or whatever. And then the first time we've had an instance now where something came up that's not that big of a deal, but we're both intoxicated with alcohol. Look at what's happening. It was interesting. So at that point, I remember sitting up in bed. Fuck this. I don't need this. And I just went into the fridge. I took everything. I dumped it in the fucking drain. Not in like a drunk rage. I wasn't really even that.
You were just like, this is definitely unhelpful.
I think I had like 6 or 7 like twisted teas.
Mm-hmm.
Like not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Over like a fucking entire day.
Yeah.
Like the buzz was very slight, but it was enough to like not want to be in that like, let's get through this, let's really think about this stage. You know, your brain is not there.
Right.
You're just reacting to emotional stimulus at that point. And when she would give me something to react to, I would react to it. And then she would react to mine. And it was like, this is dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
This is stoppable. This should have never started. And I just was like, dude, I'm fucking done with this for a while. This is dumb as fuck. I don't even know why I need this.
Yeah.
And so the next place that we went to,
Bevmo.
we were just hanging out at a pool. And I was like sitting there. I'm like, I had a cup of fucking water. Just chilling. No big deal. But you could tell that that was off-putting to other people.
Oh, yeah.
Then we took a couple out on the boat with their kids to the lake for a day. And everybody was drinking but me. And I felt, I can't confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
And it may just be my own brain making it up. Sure, I'm open to that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt several times when they had an alcoholic drink in their hand and they would look at mine and realize it was not, that there was some little bit of something there.
Yeah, you're holding up a mirror. And
I have no fucking problem with that.
They could feel judged.
Why?
They're using you to judge themselves.
But we were swapping stories about being fucked up and doing this and trying that and like, oh yeah, I was like, dude, I remember fucking time I was so wasted. I took a shit in the backyard. Like that's how fucked up I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're letting them know that you do participate. You're just not doing it right then.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing.
Self-righteous asshole.
It's like a fucking weird deal.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was weird to me. That even just making a choice for myself could impact other people. Because we're so ingrained in like...
Well, it starts to reveal too, like, you know, it's like my sister struggled with alcohol, worked at a bar.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah. Stopped drinking. Those relationships became very hard.
With the people?
Yeah.
Who do drink all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's a part of that
Well, that's
culture.
when you find out you had a drinking buddy and not a friend.
Right, but it's a culture.
Sure.
So when you're no longer participating in the culture.
But that's weird. I don't know why you can't. I guess I do.
People maybe start wondering.
There's other substances that it's like it wouldn't be fun to hang out with somebody that was on this if you were on that.
But it's interesting as you were talking about the fight thing. I was noticing that like, oh, like we wanted to smoke weed so that we could sleep, and it put us to sleep, but we didn't get good sleep. So it's like kind of somewhat paradoxical.
In what way? I'm missing the connection.
In the way, and then you drink so that you can better socialize.
Oh, and
but
it
it
makes
causes
you...
an argument.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it solving those problems?
Well, that was kind of like where I was getting with that. Like, is the stress of living this unnatural life
Mm-hmm.
where we have less communication with others? Like, was there a time? I know there was a fucking time because you still see tribes doing it that like live in the fucking rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
They get together for those big things where they're dancing around and they're having these rituals and all these things, right? They got the big fire and they're doing their shit. They're not drinking alcohol. They're just doing shit with each other that they do.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do that? Why isn't there a party full of sober people having a good time?
Because alcohol's an option. Yeah, I would say it's a cultural thing, right? But it is weird.
I feel weird after doing it drunk, or not drunk, but like after having alcohol as that thing to lean on for like social lubrication.
Yeah.
Not having it is a little awkward. Going over to a thing that you always drink when you are there
Mm-hmm.
and not, it feels weird. Is it weird because it's actually weird, or is it weird like trying to break a habit where it's like, this feels awkward because I don't normally do this? I don't know the difference. I don't know if that's one as the other, but
I think maybe people, it really helps to socialize around an activity. And sometimes drinking feels like an activity. Right? We're drinking.
well, it lets you out a little bit. It lets you out of the shell. You can get excited, and you're on the same level as them if your drunkenness is
Well,
about...
take that away. Take the inebriation away. Let's play beer pong. You know? It just
You
becomes...
ever played it with water? It's fucking gay.
It becomes the center of an activity. Like, take alcohol away, maybe people get together and play board games. But to just stand in a room together, unbusied, I
Oh,
think is hard.
interesting. So it became the board game.
Right. I don't
It's
know.
the thing to do.
But it's the activity. Yeah.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up, that I thought it was odd after I made that choice of like, man, we haven't had an issue in a long time, and then as soon as we drank, we both had an issue.
I've been struggling to get my girlfriend to recognize this. She's like totally resistant to the idea, but I'm like, "Hey, have you noticed like we've a few times that we've had like some arguments have been like right after we smoked weed?" She's like, "No, it's not the weed." I was like, "I think it's the weed." It's not the weed, but it's the I think it for her and me too in certain moments it heightens your anxiety, which changes the way you express yourself and the things that you notice, and it turns into
And how you perceive those things. So if you changed
Exactly.
yours into a more
mm-hmm.
crazy state, right?
Now
And
you're
then,
looking for the threat.
or whatever, or you
Mm-hmm.
just, it came out different than it would have. And then you perceived it different because it was different, but also you're under the same influence.
Mm-hmm.
So you took it different and it was different, maybe amplifies it. And then what you give out is worse. That's usually what it all comes down to. And we really boil down our fights and try to look back at like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you said this. I'm like, yeah, this is how I felt about that when you said that. Well, why didn't you say that? I should have,
Mm-hmm.
but I just reacted to it. And so, fuck it, no.
Right.
And now you're doing the, you're just
Yeah. Yeah.
uptick
No,
of just bullshit.
exactly.
And when you're on something, anything, you're more susceptible to have an emotional reaction.
The impulsive.
Yes, versus something that you thought out and like, hey, you know what? The way you said that kind of made me feel like this. I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to say something before we end.
Penis?
Penis. Um. So my dad was he got developed a meth addiction, lost his job. I remember he called me and he told me like we hadn't talked in years, and I had just gone through a breakup, and I think I needed a place to crash, and I called him, and then randomly during the pleasantries of reconnecting, he's just like, yeah, I also started going to therapy, and I was like, oh wow, that's kind of crazy, good for you. And then
How long ago was this?
this I was it was probably 11 years ago,
Oh, shit.
11 or 12 years ago. And then I had just got an apartment. He was giving me plates for my new apartment, and so then I picked him up and I was driving home, and he calls me on the way home. He's like, hey, you remember when I told you I was going to therapy? I was like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, yeah, I'm actually in AA.
That was therapy?
Mm-hmm. And so then he invited me to go with him to his 30-day meeting. And I went. You ever been to a meeting like that?
No, just seen it on TV.
It's incredible.
Like
it
cool?
is.
Like a...
It's cool. Like, I mean, not cool. It is
Yeah,
like
that's not the right word.
it's like church. It is like a temple to shame. In a world where we're not allowed to talk about that stuff.
That would be nice.
It was
It
intense.
almost feels like this. Like the whole reason we're here doing this is
Mhm.
that raw interaction to have.
It was deeply human to hear someone go up and tell you the horrific, brutal, gory stories of the things that not other people did to them, sometimes that too, but things that they did. And it was awful. But it was confined in a space where it was allowed. And so no one criticized because everyone there had done a shameful thing.
Yeah, something similar.
And it made a lot of sense to me in that sitting in there, like, I get why this helps. Like, to have an addiction, it becomes such a private and internal thing when someone's way down the rabbit hole of something intense like that, and then the things that they do for on behalf of it. Very few people, if anyone, knows but them. But like,
And why would you ever be compelled to tell someone that?
mm-hmm.
Especially someone that probably wouldn't relate.
Right.
And that's just a room full of people that can relate.
Right.
Yeah.
And that made all the difference.
That's
so,
fucking cool.
It's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it from that perspective before, but that is definitely. I try. When I think about trying to have somebody on this, I think about people that I know are feeling like that.
Yeah.
Because I want them to be in a place with someone who isn't going to do that, who
Right.
isn't going to judge.
Right.
I'm here because I want to introduce hard concepts and hard ideas to you because I genuinely want you to be better. I
Mhm.
want you to get better.
Yeah.
And if you are surrounded by people that you can't share anything with, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's difficult. We talk about it a lot. We always try to be the first person to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
Because that's like an olive branch to someone who is
Yeah.
very weary of being vulnerable because they know there's a lot of shit that someone could pick off of them and be like, you're a piece of shit for this and this and that and this.
It's a wild card to throw out there socially.
Right.
Yeah.
So I try to just give it to them first. And I try to do that with everybody now.
Yeah.
But like we've talked about before, it's like a lot of people, you're met with like a few different circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either like elated, like, wow, oh my God, you're a human, I'm a human, we can have this.
We can reciprocate.
Or what's your fucking angle? What are you trying to get from me to use against me?
Suspicion.
Yeah, it's very strange. And it's also not the most comfortable place to even give it out because you don't know how it's going to be received. Some people get aggressive. Some people get angry about it.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to like weasel something out of them that they're not ready to even come close to talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very difficult. So that is fucking cool, dude. I never really thought of that because I've never been to one.
Right.
And I've never been in the position where I felt like I needed to go to one.
Yeah.
Or so I don't know what that's like to like, man, I really wish I had somebody to talk to about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never been down that deep. I've had little instances where I'm like, I'm not really proud of that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't share that with everybody.
Right.
But I never let it get full blown like, if anyone found out about this, I'd be fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure super addictive people that have been down the road of addiction probably are in that place where they are so beat down about themselves that they're just...
Oh, yeah.
If it's not a room full of people that are doing more fucked up shit than me, then I don't even want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet there's a lot of people that go to those and they don't talk for a few meetings. They don't say shit.
Yeah.
Because and then eventually it's like, damn, these motherfuckers are fucked up like I am. I could probably say something.
It's the first time I saw my dad cry.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the first time you saw him have like any emotion from how you describe him.
100%.
Your childhood is like...
It's the first vulnerable moment I'd ever seen from him.
And it sucks too because that, as even a viewer in that, it probably took a lot of restraint to not be like, whoa, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because you have a box that you've put them in mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And to some degree, it throws everyone off when people try to jump out of that box. So if it's something that's been like, you're like, you don't want to make a face, but you're like,
well,
oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you doing that?
I mean, I wasn't thrown. I was like, it was like a pressure release valve. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Be a person. He's a person.
That's the feeling, but a lot of times I'll do the face of surprise.
Well,
I'll be surprised, and they don't know what that surprise is, and I'll have to stop myself and then clear it up with them. Hey, that was not like, oh my God, what are you doing? That was like, wow, dude, I'm really proud of you for doing that.
And so, like, we were in a little circle of people. The therapist was going around checking in on everybody. Gets to my dad, and she's like, hey, you've been pretty quiet this evening, which struck me as a little odd because I'm like, he's always quiet. But
yeah.
There's little windows I've had throughout my life where I realize, oh, when I'm not around, he's a very different person.
Yeah.
And then he confessed that day, on his 30th day, he used. And then that's when he, like, broke down. So yeah, I have no idea what my face was like, but I just found out that he lost his job.
Oh, this was back then.
Yeah. I found out because this is the 30th day. If he passes his 30th day, he keeps his job.
Oh,
He relapsed, so his job is gone.
dude, I thought this was like.
He's still using meth.
I know you said 11 years
Ago, yeah.
but I thought that was more recent for some reason than like.
No.
Wait. I've been out of the Navy for 10 years.
I was 23. So.
He didn't lose his job till you were after the out of the house?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought he lost it while you were in high school.
No.
Oh. So at this point, you really didn't have that close of a relationship or see him very often or anything.
Mm-mm.
So you wouldn't have known any of that, really. Was he using while you were in school? And lived with him?
Before meth, he had an issue with alcohol and Percocet.
That was pretty popular for our father's time of doing shit. I got a buddy that his dad got pretty twisted up into like Oxycontin.
Mm-hmm.
The pain pills were getting pushed hard in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the new, oh, it's not addicting.
Yeah, and he had chronic pain. Like,
and my dad broke his back on a dirt bike accident.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's still addicted to it. I haven't talked to him in fucking forever, but
yeah.
He lives in Section 8 housing in Oakland, California, and I'm sure that's not because he's doing great.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. And I didn't know that as a kid. My mom filled me in on that, like, later on. I was like, what was the fucking deal with it? He'd sleep all fucking day. He'd be late to pick me up from school. I'd be in the after-school program until they would shut down and, like, be calling him. Like, hey, you need to, like, come get him. We're closing. I'd be there at 6 p.m., dude. And he was like, oh, shit. Like, fucking 5 minutes down the road, he'd drive down and he'd pick me up. I'm like...
Yeah, same shit.
But as a kid, you're like, you didn't notice. You were just playing football, and you're like, oh, man, this sucks. Everybody left but me. That sucks.
The only time I noticed was my sister got in a car accident. Pretty major. Then she was in the hospital for a few weeks. When she came home, they gave her Percocet. I think they gave her like a 60 count pill bottle. So night 2, she's sleeping in my room so I can keep an eye on her. After the accident, she adopted for a couple of weeks she was like had the mentality of like a 8-year-old. It's really weird. She had like a brain injury. But she asked me if I can get her one of her pain pills. I'm like, yeah, sure. I go to the medicine cabinet and I look in there and there's 4.
4 left.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I knocked on my dad's door and I was like, hey, like, you know where her pain pills are? And he's like, oh shit. And he opens his nightstand drawer and pulls out a Ziploc baggie with the pain pills. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a thing. And then he also
what? Was he doing that to control her intake or his?
Oh, that was just for him.
Oh shit, he snuck them.
Yeah, and then that was just connecting the dots to like another time when I was like probably like 11. We were sitting down and he's like, we're watching TV, and out of the corner of my eye I see him holding his head just shaking. And I thought he was like being goofy or something. He's like, I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? Nothing. I grab my sister. I'm like, hey, look at my dad. He's being funny. Same thing. He just sat there. He just totally blacked out. He had mixed Percocet with alcohol, and who knows what's going on.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
These combos are heavy duty.
Oh yeah.
Well,
addiction.
Get it under control. Figure out the underlying problem. Fix the problem. Don't add shit to cope with it. If that's one thing I could leave with, that was what I would.
And you know, preoccupy ourselves, like, because it's the modern world. Our brains aren't equipped for it. When I went camping and I was chopping wood, you know, that really helped me. I think anything that you can do that requires your full attention, just to physically engage with the world,
yeah,
as much as possible, helps a lot of different things, you know.
You suffer more in your mind than you do in reality. So if you never get to reality and you're only in the mind, might be fucking yourself up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Thanks for the talk.
Word.